I guess I gotta pull this up.
Okay, we are live here. Shade Tree Surgeon here. Haven't done a live stream in quite some time. With and as I haven't done in quite some time, I'm starting to play my own video with the one and only, the long lost Lee Stewart from 38 Ride Co. Hasn't made a video in forever, but here he is in the flesh.
You fucking caught me finally.
As like I'm already having audio problems. We haven't done it in a while, guys. Sorry.
That's been a while. Like, what was the last live stream? Was like the last Monday night hangout, probably.
Oh man, whose audio is that? Is that mine?
I don't know. I don't hear nothing.
I'm hearing like a buzzing sound. God damn, this is hard. YouTube is hard. Sorry, guys.
I gotta pull up the.
I think it might be you, Lee, every time you talk, unless I'm just hearing it from you. Oh dang, Barber Fett there in the comment sections. What's up, guys? Hit us up. We got 58 people watching right now. We're doing race chat. We're talking about where Lee Stewart has been, among other things. I'm also going to be drinking some beers, so who knows where the fuck things might go.
Get you drunk and passed out again.
Oh, you know, I bet it's the other feed here.
Oh, you're leaving me. Oh yeah, you got two of them going. That's why. All right, I guess I'm running this thing solo. What's going on, guys? I gotta pull up the chat here. I can't see shit. There it is. There it is. All right, I got you. I got you. We can field questions now.
All right, Sunday fun day. Yo, okay, I'm back. I had to turn off the other TV. I tried to do it in the garage, but it wasn't happening.
Well, it's the first time I've done a live stream since I have two monitors. Now this is better.
Damn. I'm getting like feedback out of my speakers. Let's try this.
Could be me.
Are you hearing that, Lee?
I'm not hearing anything, but it could probably be me.
Are you hearing any kind of feedback through the speakers?
Nope.
Yeah. Getting like crazy crickets off of you. You still getting that, Lee?
Yeah, I don't hear shit.
Oh man. Okay. I let me just ask the people here in the comment sections right now. Who are you getting the feedback from?
It's probably me. Hold on a second here. Let's see if I can. Let's hook up these headphones. See if that does something.
We're getting it fixed, guys. Sorry. Hold on 1 second.
We know exactly what we're doing. Boom. There we go.
All right.
That's probably better.
Is it? I'm still getting it on mine, man.
Oh, you know, it's probably. God damn it. Hold on. One more thing to change.
Literally, we were just talking for like 10 minutes before this, and there was no feedback at all.
I know, it's so fucked.
Oh, okay, you're good. You're good. I don't know what you did, but you're good now.
I switched the audio to my headphones or the microphone.
All right, cool. All right, so let's try this again. What's up, guys? Shade Tree Surgeon here with the garage hangs, not in the garage. It was supposed to be, but I couldn't get it to work. We haven't done this in a while, if you couldn't tell. So we're working the kinks out. Thanks for bearing with us. Here, got Lee Stewart, the long-lost Lee Stewart. I'm sure everybody's wondering, where the hell is the next video coming from, man?
Yeah, that's what's it been, 10 months? Something like that? That's a question I've heard every fucking day. Literally every day. But it's coming. It's coming. We're coming back in like, I want to say 2 weeks. I'd say 2-3 weeks. Give it a safe time frame. But yeah, I'm going to start working on something here in the next couple of days. So
I'm sure everybody's looking forward to it, man.
Probably not.
It's been forever. And when was the last time? How about this? When was the last time you rode a motorcycle?
I haven't ridden a motorcycle with the exception of like the little fucking back alley putt arounds on my 110. I haven't ridden a motorcycle in a year and a half. Something like that. I think a year and a half.
A year and a half. That's
Yeah.
that's way too long, man. I know you're gonna get back into it. That's what part of the whole thing. Part of starting up the business is. That's what I tell people all the time. Is that you work so hard because what you're trying to create is time. Like I'm not even trying to get rich. I'm just trying to create time for myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the hardest part. Well, money too. Like, I mean, when you're first starting out, within the first year, maybe 2 years, some people even longer, is everything you make is getting reinvested back into it over and over and over again. So, like, I still haven't paid myself shit yet. I just
And Triumph Chicks here. Who there? We're gonna Triumph Chick and Jess. We're gonna hang out in the garage, but we couldn't make the garage work, so that's not gonna happen. Sorry, guys.
Shit happens.
Yeah. Lee Stewart hasn't ridden a motorcycle besides his pit bike in a year and a half.
Oh wow, that makes me feel better.
I'm gonna suck so bad when I come back next year. It's gonna be horrible.
No.
Well, you've probably taken that amount of time off too. You've been riding since you were a little kid.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever taken any kind of time off.
Yeah. Well, you take time off every fucking year. You live up north. You ride.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, usually in the winter, I've got a couple months off, but I still ride here and there. But yeah, this is the longest period I've ever not ridden a bike by a long shot.
Let's hear in the. I know some people take time off. I want to hear in the comment sections. What's the longest you've gone without riding? With the longest time you've ever gone without riding, and it's for me here in Florida. It's easy. It's easy for me to just say like, oh yeah, I ride all the time because I ride every day because that's how I go places.
Yeah.
I mean, it would for me to say like I haven't ridden in a year would be bizarre because that would be like I haven't left my house in a year. Every time I leave my house, I'm on the motorcycle because that's my mode of transportation. I mean, we have a truck as well, but as far as like I could see taking that time off for like pleasure riding, like I've taken time off from pleasure riding when I've been like insanely busy. Oh, Kevin Smith, cutting right down to the heart. Who is Lee Stewart?
And if you don't know who Lee Stewart is,
Hey Tim.
what up?
I didn't know you were here. I didn't even look.
The next question will be, who is Tim Kreitz?
Basically, if you have to ask, you'll never know.
That's right. You may not deserve to know. How
Right.
are you guys doing, man?
Not bad, man. It's good to hear your voice, brother.
Good to hear yours too. I mean, it's like we all message each other every single day, multiple times, but there's just nothing that compares with the old hangout action, you know?
Nothing compares to actually hearing somebody's voice.
True.
Who is Shade Tree? I don't know, man. It's 9:18 on a Sunday. I don't know if I can answer such a deep question as to who is Shade Tree. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't spend that much time looking in the mirror.
What's up, Surfer Chuckster? What's up, you guys? Good to see you guys over here in the side chat. A lot of familiar names and faces over there. Donna Main's over there. Cool, man.
How's it going, Tim? Like I said, good to hear your voice, dude. Holy shit, man.
Good to hear yours. Yeah, it's just been kind of a weird year, and I'm in the process of changing everything up once again, and that's kind of where I am, dealing with a bunch of problems related to my dad's health that I won't bore you guys with. And,
I'm sorry to hear that.
I appreciate it, but that's life, man. Your parents start getting older. It's one of the things you have to deal with, so it's all good. But other than that, man, just grinding it out every day.
So we got both Jessicas back there now. I mean, I can probably bring this into the garage.
Is that Jessie Gray back there?
Yeah.
Oh, there she is.
I would just have to like extend this into the garage so we could all stand up normally.
But then you'd have to turn it. You'd have to listen off of this.
Yeah, it's true. So you guys could go ahead and stand up.
What you should do is get a couch over there and just turn all of it this way.
Well, there's a chair right there, and there's a chair in the garage. Knock yourself out or stand.
Not what I mean. Not what I mean. Okay, in the middle of this. I think get in the middle, please.
So, how can you get a Shade Tree Surgeon shirt? In the meantime,
come to Orlando first.
Buy a Lee Stewart shirt. If anybody's wondering who Lee Stewart is, if you ever see this hat or any other 38 Rideco hat, you watch the videos, I would hope that anybody of the 121 people watching now, you do watch the videos. If you've seen both of these hats in the videos a lot.
Yeah, that's been awesome.
This is Lee Stewart's company, 38 Ride Co. That's who Lee Stewart is. So,
I mean, I just have a key.
yeah.
It's getting pretty obnoxious around here. Like literally at arm's length of like every portion of our house is something from fucking 38 Rico.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. You guys were the first official order, like literally the first one.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
First one.
That's cool. Well, hey, when you want your shirt.
I got a special one coming for you, Josh. It's gonna be sweet.
Nice, man.
Gildan
Ultra Cotton.
I literally ordered a box of them just for you. I literally ordered a box of the Gildan heavyweights just for you, so I can print them up with like specifically fucking Shade Tree Signature series.
Gildan Ultra Cotton. Let me tell you, dude. I know what shirts I like, and it's the Ultra Cotton. I like them. I like them thick, scratchy,
Stiff.
A box, like a plate box, just square as fuck.
Yeah, no, yeah. She knows what I like.
Grim's super upset.
Just like I like my women.
No. There's a lot of knockover things.
Do it with Drake's
Drake.
38 Ride Co. Some of the dopest clothes out there.
True story.
Thank you, sir.
I feel bad that I switched to this hat because this hat, I like this hat better because it's the auto. I like the auto hats.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome.
But it doesn't. It just has your logo on it. It's not branded at all.
Yeah, that's a tough one to get started. You know, like Fox. Everyone knows Fox because that fucking Fox head. But I mean, nobody knows who I am yet. That's what that thing's gonna eventually turn into. Hopefully. Is
that the idea that this is the main? This is
the
main logo.
Exactly. Kind of like the brand symbol, I guess you could say.
Oh wow. That's fucking awesome. I didn't know that. Now everybody here knows something too, but it's only 122 people, so it's not that big of a deal.
The more you know.
I'm just kidding. All you guys are a big deal. It's true. I say that all the time.
That's what Sly Stone said. Everybody is a star.
Everybody's a winner, baby.
That's even way better than Lee.
Lee had to switch his audio because it was making feedback.
Okay.
Yeah,
everybody up north can't ride right now.
Yeah, there's it's already been snowing. I think there's like, I don't know, 3 inches of snow on the ground up here already.
Gosh.
And it's been butt ass cold. Like, it's already to the point that my truck has a fucking hard time starting.
Jesus Christ. Okay, he's got to go.
See, I told you.
Yeah. No, get that dog out of here.
No. He wants to.
Ill-mannered mongrel.
It's perfect. Picture of perfection. Nope.
Yeah.
You couldn't even say that.
I know.
That's what I said. If you
That's not his fault. Grim.
It's just poor
I
upbringing.
can't even see him.
Grimmy, I'm trying to get it there. Hey, what are you eating? Here.
There's a paper.
Aww. Super fun.
Oh man. Well, it has been it's actually, if it makes you feel any better, Lee, it's going to be really cold here tomorrow, and we got our first little blast of it this week. So I have to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to get down below freezing already tonight. I think tonight, and so that's very unusual for this time of year. It's usually a little bit later on before we start getting those really cold sub-freezing nighttime temperatures. So.
It doesn't last there though, really, does it?
Yeah, it's intermittent. It's intermittent.
If it makes all of you feel better, we've only got 2 seasons in Florida. It's summer and fall, and it's fall right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about calling you up and asking you if I could just fly out and bum a bike off you and get
Please do.
My mom's down there right now. I was going to ask you actually where you are in relation to, where the fuck did she say? Clearwater-ish?
Oh, close.
Not far at all.
Yeah.
Really? Because I think she was telling me before she left, her game plan is to buy a fucking condo down there or something. So
Oh shit!
I
And
could
shit,
probably,
buying a
Yeah.
condo in Clearwater Beach.
yeah. So
Clearwater's
I
not
think
even the nicest one.
Yeah, the only problem
Well,
with Clearwater
technically,
Beach
it is
is
the nicest beach.
you can't. It's the nicest one, but you can't drink on the beach legally. Clearwater Beach.
I don't know. That water ain't so clear. let me
You
tell you
try
that.
to look in Treasure Island. That's like the old
Yeah,
beach.
that's true.
It's the old school beach, and you can drink on the beach there.
So much fun.
Well, if this deal goes down, I'm gonna be a fucking semi-permanent resident in that condo. Let me tell
Oh
you.
fucking hey, dude! Come to keep a bike down here, dude.
That's the exact plan. I told her that. I was like, "Is there parking there?" She's like, "Yeah, it's got huge indoor parking, storage, all that." She's like, "Cool. I'm gonna store a motorcycle there, and I'm gonna fucking come back and forth."
So, kind of cool that Tim Kreitz popped in too, because one of the other SFF members who does have racing experience. Not that I'm trying to point this towards the direction, but it is in the title. So you want to race. And I don't know if anybody's here specifically for that, but they can hear you talking.
Not over you.
If you're gonna have your own private
Nobody can
conversation,
hear what
step
we're
out.
saying, Josh. You're saying it only to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
no,
over
they
your loud ass
they
fucking voice.
can.
No, they can't.
Well,
No, I'm
I
pretty
can
sure they
fucking
can
hear
because
you.
there's a microphone in his
Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some more wine.
It's always time for more wine.
Always time for wine. Get the fuck out of here.
So Tim has you did drag racing, bracket racing forever, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I did bracket racing, and I did traditional sportsman and pro tree drag racing. But I was the best at bracket racing. I won the most money in bracket classes.
So there is actually money in bracket racing.
Yeah, I mean it's it's kind of one of those things where you're not going to be able to make a living off of it unless you're really really good and have sponsors and all that. It's like any other type of racing.
Right.
You're really really good, but the way it used to work here in West Texas, and there's really only one drag strip here that still does this, and I don't know what the purses are these days, but you used to buy in on a Saturday night. You could come out on Friday night and test, and then get your ride set up the way you needed to, and if you were bracket racing, get your dial in and all that. And then you come back on Saturday. It was like 20 or 25 bucks. You could test all night. Test and tune is what they call it. Then you come back on Saturday, and that's when the race would be. And then the purse could be anywhere from, third place could be you win your money back. So maybe your buy-in, you could buy back if you went out in the first round for like double the money. So you'd spend between, 50 and $100 to enter, maybe 50 bucks, and then $100 for a buyback after the first round. And then if you won third place, you could usually win your money back. Second place, $200 or $300, and then first place usually was $500 or more. So if you were good at it, you could make a lot of extra money on the side. And I was halfway decent.
Comment section: bracket racing is drag racing, but it's basically bracket. And correct me if I'm wrong, Tim. Bracket racing is basically you don't have to have the fastest vehicle. It's all about reaction time.
Right. So what you do is you have what's called a dial-in time, and you say my bike will run like let's say I'm running 8th mile, and I know my bike will do 106 miles an hour or thereabouts in the 8th mile at a time of about 7 seconds. So let's say my dial-in was a 7 flat at 106 or 107 miles an hour. And this is 8th mile, not quarter mile. So my job is to get as close to that number as I can without doing what's called breaking out, which means if I go faster than my dial-in time, that's called breaking out, and you're basically out of the race.
Yeah.
So you're in essence, you are racing against yourself is what you're doing, but you have an opponent. So your opponent also has a dial-in time, and whoever essentially gets the closest to their dial-in time without breaking out wins the race. It doesn't necessarily matter who crosses the finish line first. Although if your dial-ins are proportional to what your bike will actually run, it should be pretty close at the end. So that's where it all catches up. Time and your 60 foot and your reaction time and your dial in all kind of tends to meet right at the end of the track.
So basically, if you wanted to bracket race on your Rebel 250, you can go out there and you could win. You could get number one.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, it got to be kind of a deal around maybe 2006, 2007 in the 8th mile for people to bring out like Chinese scooters and shit like that. And they finally said they finally said at some point, and I can't remember what it was. This was at Desert Thunder Raceway before it closed down. They started making a class, like a bracket class for small displacement vehicles. Like you could bring out four-wheeler, you could bring out.
Having an auto clutch has got to be and an auto clutch and an underpowered scooter has got to be cheating in bracket racing.
Yeah, it's basically all you have to do at that point is just rely on your reaction time. So, you're going to have the same 60 foot just about every time. You're going to have you're going to run about the same time every single time, because all you really have to do is twist the throttle and hang on. So it's all about beating the light, about being the fastest on the light at that point.
All right. So I do want to talk about bracket racing some more, but while we've got the Jessicas here, I just want to. No, I'm just saying. While we've got the Jessicas here, I do want to include them a little bit.
You don't have to.
Well, I can talk about bracket racing all night. I'm just trying to be nice. I'm interested in the conversation that's happening right now.
I'm still not really sure what bracket racing is at this point, but that's not weird.
I have no idea.
I'm curious about bracket racing. So.
It's a lot of fun. What I figured out, I'll tell you the reason that I went to bracket racing before I sort of completely stopped racing. And one of the reasons was right around 07, 08, I basically went back out on the road full time as a musician. And so there were no more weekends in order for me to race at all. And that's when I kind of got out of it. But there at the end, the reason I was bracket racing is because it sets up a situation where you're not constantly having to spend money on your motorcycle. You don't have to
spend money to go faster.
Right, exactly. Because what happens is there's an exponential factor to going fast. You can knock a second off of your time for $1,000, but then to get another second off your time costs $10,000.
Yeah.
And another second costs $30,000.
So,
exactly.
Gregory Miller, thank you, huge man. That's beer money right there. And for $15, Jessica, read your message.
What?
Read it.
I don't think it's mine, but
Nice.
don't forget to shave your balls. You will be faster.
Yeah, it's a reduction of mass.
I like how you enunciated the Z. You could tell it was there.
That was on purpose. You know me too well.
Thanks, Greg Miller. Lee, have you ever done any drag racing?
With shaved balls.
Drag racing, no, but I've done pretty much every other kind of fucking racing you could imagine.
Is it faster without pubes?
I will say no. You're not faster with shaved balls. And I can tell you that from experience. Racing motocross with a freshly shaved pair of nuts is the worst possible fucking idea you could ever have.
Or a stubbly sack.
Oh, that's the worst.
Hey, let's ask these questions since we have the Jessicas here, who have probably.
What's that fucking cartoon? It's like the fucking, is it Pepper Ann or something?
Anyway, since we have the Jessicas here, and both of these white trash trailer princesses back here have in their day, I'm sure, pointed some bedroom eyes at a motocross racer.
Oh God.
Oh,
not in reality until recently.
So tell us,
Yeah.
if you're a 19-year-old motocross racer who's winning, Lee, because that was you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you were winning. You were fucking good. I've seen Lee Stewart on TV. Like that doesn't seem like a big deal now in the age of the internet, but
there was a time when television was relevant. And,
at some point,
and Lee was all over it during that time.
10 years ago, if you'd seen Lee Stewart on TV, that was like it was like, damn, dude, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
What's it
one
like?
time on Speed Channel, one time I showed my ass on live TV. That was pretty awesome.
Good job.
But the sponsors loved that.
Oh, I got in so much trouble for that.
Everybody, yeah.
Everybody loves a bare ass.
Sponsors.
So
Show my ass.
tell everybody in the comment section right now, if you're a 19-year-old riding dirt bikes and winning races and being on TV, obviously it's just got to be a waterfall of ass.
You don't need any. If you've got those credentials, you don't need any kind of game whatsoever. Like, I'll say that much. You don't need nothing because I definitely had none. I still have none.
Especially now, like most recently, like you just gotta pretend. Just like take a few selfies with a dirt bike. And
Now you literally just have to pretend. You just need an Instagram following, and you're fucking
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know.
Like,
Be good at wheelies, have a dirt bike, and be on
Alright.
Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just post a decent picture of a wheelie, and you're all good. You don't gotta be good at wheelies.
You too can pull more tail than a retarded kid at a petting zoo.
Pictures, nobody knows.
Yeah,
so,
no,
I mean,
nobody gives a shit. As long, but
Anybody can hit balance point for a picture.
I mean, you could write like
That's
I mean,
exactly
that
it.
would be really
Not
awesome if it's just
me.
one picture.
but still, you get that tire off the ground.
This is a little bit.
That's my
little bit.
favorite progression. My favorite progression on Instagram is these 3 pictures.
I went like,
Is the first
Here,
picture
here.
is wheelie practice, and it's like a wheel 6 inches off the ground. The second picture is I fucked up, guys, and a picture of a fucking cast. And the third picture is here's my GoFundMe. It's like I can't tell you how many there's probably thousands of Instagram accounts with those 3 right in a row.
Why
Yep.
didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Bought a bike I could not afford and did not know how to ride. Took it out, crashed it before making the first payment on it, and now need help through GoFundMe with medical bills and to cover the uninsured or marginally insured motorcycle.
Oh, dude. It seems like the last year and a half, 2 years, something like that. All the Harley wheelie thing becoming popular.
Yeah.
Fuck, there's so
Well, yeah,
many of
but-
those coming up. All these guys trying to 12 o'clock wheelie with literally zero fucking idea what they're doing. Just annihilating bikes left, right, and center.
What kind of shape is your Dyna in these days, man?
But just real quick before you answer that, and I'll just want to say thanks to Josh Fazenbaker, $9.99, my man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I wish you had left a message for one of the Jessicas to read out loud.
what?
What?
He didn't leave a message.
Oh.
Wait.
Anyway, Lee, what kind of
I
shape is your Dyna in?
I don't know. There's a solid fucking layer of dust covering the whole thing. I know that much, but I don't know. I think it runs.
I'm sure it would.
It's been a year and a half. I have no idea. I remember the last time I rode it, I fried the crank position sensor and I cracked the case on it, but otherwise it's all right. I'm gonna sell that thing in the spring, get something new.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude, get another dirt bike, motherfucker.
That's the plan.
This is where he wants to be.
For the amount of money that I've been spending on those
Alright.
fucking Harleys, I'm gonna probably end up with 2 dirt bikes instead. I'll get a supermoto and get a dirt version too.
Nice.
That would be fucking awesome, man. Dude, you know what is crazy to me, Lee, is that all these dudes doing Harley wheelies, the consequences are so much higher.
Oh yeah.
Somebody learning to do learning to do freestyle on a dirt bike, or even that has a stunt bike that's set up, it's just the consequences for wrecking your Harley are fucking steep, man.
yeah, it's expensive and you're moving, you got a lot of weight and fucking momentum behind you and shit. It doesn't end well, no matter what. I mean, I've done it, so I know exactly what happens.
Right. Not only to getting hurt, but to just for expense for the price.
No, that's
Well,
just-
expense wise, it's crazy. It's crazy. Last time I looped mine out, the only time I looped mine out, it cost me a good chunk of money. That's why I'm so over that bike just in general, because even without me crashing it at all, it cost me a shitload of money, which is how much parts I break on it on a regular basis from doing these.
Yep.
Yeah,
I bust out fucking cases and motor mounts and fucking, suspension parts nonstop.
Z Savage $24.99 donated to the
Shit.
cause. My man throwing down some beer money on the Shade Tree Surgeon channel. We appreciate you greatly. Read his message out loud, Jessica.
You go.
You're Jessica.
You. Keep up with all you do and hope to meet y'all next year.
Yeah.
Wait, next year for what? What do you where
Yeah, where are you at? Where
Yeah,
next?
where you
Where
at?
next year?
you coming?
That's when he gets out of prison.
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually had one guy do that. One guy, and he came to the shame. I met him. He ended up not being a psycho.
Nice.
He literally he messaged me. He was like, I've been
surprised.
I just got out of jail. I just got my bike back. Like he had his bike in whatever, a garage, somebody's storage somewhere. He's like, I'm coming to see you. I was like, oh fuck. Like,
People you have me take pictures with.
but he came up. He ended up being super cool. Like people go to jail for dumb shit, so it happens.
Yeah.
I can picture you saying, "Oh, we're gonna go take this picture," but he was in jail, so it's okay.
Yeah.
He's a felon.
You can go to jail. You can go to jail for driving on a fucking
Yeah,
suspended
so
license.
I
Yeah.
mean, I went to jail. It was
of
fun.
course.
You know?
Yeah.
Everybody's been to jail. Everybody's been to jail.
Yeah.
Most everybody.
Jail. Not me, but you know,
Me and Joe.
of all the Jesses.
Me and my dog.
Yeah, you and your dog at the same night.
Yeah, I'm the only one of the Jesses who have been to jail.
Yeah, that's true.
Where?
The other one's too young. She'll get there.
Yeah, one day she'll go.
She's blonde.
You, it's just a matter. You're
Oh shit!
You're like really
He's
old.
going to
Oh,
Motorcycle
yeah.
Mechanics Institute in Orlando.
What's that now?
Cops love her.
Oh, MMI.
That's awesome.
Well, you ain't gonna see me next year. If you're going to MMI in Orlando, you should be there this Saturday.
What's
Oh yeah, you guys have that meetup, right?
Yeah, dude, it's fucking. It's all Blockhead. Everyone keeps going, "Oh, your meetup." Like, dude, this is Blockhead's meetup
for sure.
I mean, he's like, dude, I've never met anybody who got more hate online than he does for no reason at all.
Not even you.
No,
No.
but for a
And
reason.
he's
I get it for a
so-
reason.
Yeah, he has no
Like,
reason to have
I
it.
get more hate than he does.
I was gonna say, okay.
But
but
I
for no reason.
for me, I'm just like, oh, of course. Like,
Yeah, that makes total sense.
like for him, I'm just like, dude, you just make like,
person.
you just make videos.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
very careful, like and you know,
Non-offensive.
yeah, well, he tries and like all that, but
All right, Daniel Tufts just donated $4.69 to hear a pirate arg.
but
Who's gonna do it?
Hey, it's
I'm
your
not.
go.
This is.
That's you, boy. Boy.
Give an arg.
Arg!
You gotta do the finger. It's
Arg! First of all, Hook never arged. I'm just saying.
Not my circus, not my monkey.
Yeah. You're here.
I'm
You are a monkey. That's basically what that means.
only when Josh needs me to be.
We're monkeys.
All right. Yeah, that's all. That's Blockhead's deal, man. He got like Revzilla is a sponsor. Fucking, just like all these big
Senna's
companies.
doing
Senna's a
shit,
sponsor
yeah.
for it. Like it's
Oh, yeah.
crazy,
That's
man.
awesome.
He fucking
Raffles, so yeah.
he knocked it out of the park with that. It's crazy, dude. It reminds me of you, Lee, because you're always like the
Harley.
dude who's like, oh, I know how to make this happen with all the companies. Like, I don't know how to talk to these people.
You're just gonna talk to him like you know what you're talking about. I don't know fucking nothing about what I'm talking about. I just pretend really good.
You
Oh,
really pretend
yeah.
to know what you're doing half the
Yeah.
time.
Well,
That's all most people do in life, and they get.
Right. No,
Yeah.
it's so true.
He's really good at
Yeah.
it.
You just gotta like walk in there, big dick swinging like you're the man, and just talk
Yeah.
on your ass.
You make
Just
it
pretend you're
so
at shame and
legit.
you like somebody that you really don't.
I do talk to people like that. They just, I think they
Just don't
these
like 'em.
people like don't want my fucking me on their, like these people don't want me on their bikes.
Triumph wants you on their
No,
bikes.
no, they don't.
Yes, they
What?
do. Tampa does.
No, not Triumph official.
Oh, well,
Oh.
no. Who cares about them?
Those people
They're
don't
bougie
want me.
models.
They don't want me test
Yeah.
riding bikes. They don't want me on their stuff. It's fine. I don't give a shit.
Did they actually tell you no?
Because you're gonna do it anyway.
No, I just like I've heard because I know people who fucking met all the officials from Triumph, like people high up in Harley, people high up in Indian. They don't. These people, they're like, no way.
Well, and Triumph
They
is
also obviously don't matter.
Triumph
Oh,
is a
okay.
kind of
You're on
a.
top of all those.
I could get
guys.
on their bike from a dealer, but even
Absolutely,
then,
yeah,
like
yeah.
it would have to be. I would have to like go in cool because if I go into a dealer, if you guys don't know this, dealerships can get in trouble with
Yep.
corporate. Like if you're watching this, you don't know that. Like It's not like, oh, Indian doesn't want me on their bike, so it's like, oh, I can go to the Indian dealership. That's an independent dealership. Like that's not how it works. Like I could go to Indian dealership, and Indian corporate's going to be like, what are you doing? Like fucking stop! Don't let that guy on the fucking motorcycles.
Get him out of here.
You reached your goal,
That's
I
not-
would say.
That's not new.
Well, they want people who are going to fucking suck their dicks.
Suck their dick, Josh.
No way.
Well, Triumph is a little bit of they're a little bit quirky anyway, man. They're quirky like Harley, but in sort of a different manner. I mean, the way that they deal with their own dealerships is pretty tough. I mean, it's tough just to become a Triumph dealership. They have very, very tough, rigid demands for you to even get Triumph motorcycles in your dealership. So,
they want standalone too. Like that's their new thing.
I'll
It
tell you.
used to be like, oh, you could have like a Triumph BMW. They want it all Euro. Now it's like they're only giving out fucking dealerships if it's standalone.
yeah. The dealership where I bought my Triumph brand new, the year after I bought it, they surrendered their dealership status. They were not able to take this inordinate amount of motorcycles that Triumph wanted them to take. And Triumph requires that you take at least one, or at the time they required that you take at least one of every single motorcycle they make every year, every model year. And so, I mean, this guy, this is my buddy here in town. He's Kawasaki, Honda, Polaris. He deals in like 5 different brands. And so, number one, he didn't have the floor space for that many Triumphs in his dealership, but also he had like half the Triumphs from the year model before still on the floor when the new year models were rolling in. They're like, okay, here comes your however many motorcycles, 1 or 2 of everything, 1 of everything and 2 of a bunch of other stuff. And he's like, I can't do this. And so it ended up going south, and he gave up the Triumph dealership altogether. And it cost Triumph a lot of money, and they didn't care. Triumph, the franchise laws here in Texas, man, are very, very much on the side of the dealership. So they had to buy back the signs outside. They had to buy back all the motorcycles. They had to buy back all of the riding gear, all the special tools and service. I mean, everything. They had to buy it all back and pay to have it all shipped back to California. So it was a crazy deal. I've never seen anything like that go down in my life.
They're doing it though. I think if anybody's giving Harley a run for their money, not that they're even close, not even a fraction of the way close, but people don't understand. I was just real quick. Rafa Palacios, tacos and beer. If you make the FLM, you already fucking bought tacos and beers with your donation, man. We appreciate you, brother. So even if you don't make it there, we're gonna have some tacos and beers on you, brother.
Heck yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like if anybody's given Harley a run, it's Triumph, man. And a lot of people would say Indian, but I don't see half the Indians on the road that I see Triumphs on the road.
No.
Now, I will say this, though. When I was at Sturgis, Sturgis and Deadwood, every other bike there, for some reason or another, was an Indian. I don't know if they have a...
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know if it was because people were coming in, like me, the
Catching up
tourists,
quick.
and renting motorcycles or what, but there were... I've never seen so many Indians in one place in my life as Sturgis and Deadwood.
It wouldn't be a surprise if that actually was going on, but...
Yeah.
So.
I mean, they're also the FTR, man. The FTR thing is like that's. I feel like when that bike hits the floor, there's not going to be enough of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's guaranteed.
Like it's going to be like the FTR was on our floor for a second and now it's gone.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. Polaris is doing good things, man. I like a bunch of their bikes. I mean, I don't like the big faggy 30s looking things with the weird looking skirted fenders and all that.
God, let it go, dude.
Yeah,
I feel like that was such a bad move.
Let it go. It was not cool then, and it's not cool now. But still, man, they're doing. I mean, I like what they've done with the cheap. I like what they've.
That was their new thing, is they stopped. Everyone, some people hated it because people just like different stuff, and I get it. Like, it's okay if you like the big skirted fenders, like whatever.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
But they stopped it. Their new models. They were like, no more skirted fenders.
Okay, well, good. I didn't know. I don't follow them closely enough to know exactly
I
what
was
they're
just
doing
the
from
same
model
thing.
year to
It was
model
just
year.
like, remember when they came out with those bottle cap fucking Indians that had Harley motors with like a fucking different valve cover on them or something?
Yeah, that was from the late 90s, early 2000s. In fact, a buddy of mine has one of those.
And I remember they were doing this like, oh, it's got a skirted fender. Like, that's what makes it an Indian, is that it has this big, ridiculous fucking fender that gets shit all over it. Like, awesome. That's not okay. Like, it's dumb as shit ever.
Yeah, but I mean, I really do. I mean, I like the Scout. I like the Scout Bobber. I like I like what the FTR obviously may turn out to be. Just based on what I've seen so far. So I mean, they're on the right track. I just wish they had not killed Victory.
Yeah.
I like those dogs.
No
Eating all the
chairs
salmon.
for Jess.
No,
All
there is.
You
No.
guys
Yes,
are encouraged. I gotta
Oh,
go
it
pee.
says Jess's.
Oh, yes.
Whoa, wait a minute. Don't leave us alone here.
All right,
Look
yeah.
at this guy.
Hey, have a seat. Make sure all the salmon's still there.
You want me to get the stool?
You do whatever you want. Can you bring a bottle of wine?
Well,
is
don't
all
be
I
a bitch
have.
about it. Do you want a
Just
stool?
no, I would. Yes,
Okay.
and wine. If that's okay.
You're running the stream now, Jess. So
Hey, what's up? Oh, y'all better be ready.
start talking about some racing. What you got?
No.
Wait, what?
What do you got? Start talking about some racing. That's why we're here.
No. All right. So somebody said go Victory. Ew. First of all, and that's on a superficial basis. So don't attack me.
I haven't seen
Hey,
any questions about
wait,
racing. All
Tanya,
people
what's
on those
up?
lists.
I'm sorry. Say that again, Lee.
I said I haven't even seen any questions about racing yet. I just keep seeing all the people creeping on little Jess.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'll be
Wait, start and I'll help. Go
Ah!
it.
Get off of your ass.
I am excited for the new Harley shit to come out though. If we're sitting on this topic, that new Harley Street Fighter, I'm gonna get that thing.
Are you?
Hi.
Yeah, 100% chance I'm gonna end up with that bike.
Oh,
God
It is
damn.
cool.
I thought you're bringing it the
No.
whole.
It's so cool. I don't know. I think that bike as a stunt bike would be fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. I just think that thing has a lot of potential to be one.
Yeah, I can't wait to see one in person in 3 dimensions when those suckers come out.
Yeah. I know that
was
motor
saying today that we should buy a Harley.
is
for
incredible.
sure.
Yeah.
But it's got good suspension, good brakes on it and stuff. It looks like it's got good geometry, so that bike looks like it can do some serious damage when someone knows what they're doing on it.
Yes.
Yeah, that works.
Whenever I think that thing's coming out, what is it, next year in the fall, I believe.
That's the rumor. Yeah, fall of next year for the 2020 model year is what they keep saying.
Yeah.
Can you
So
do
I gotta get my ass in gear so I can get my fucking money in the door on one of those, so I end up with one before they sell out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm real jazzed about that one. I hope it's all it's cracked up to be. I mean, it's basically gonna be a direct sort of competitor against Ducati in a lot of ways. But these days, man, all the lines are blurred. You can't. I mean, the guy who people don't go out and look specifically for one configuration of motorcycle or another anymore. They may have 10 motorcycles they're interested in and whatever they feel like they can get the best value on. And if it's in the realm of their interest, they'll buy it. So, Harley is not just going to be in competition with the Ducati style bikes with that Street Fighter, man. They'll be taking interest from basically, everybody who's interested in a wider gamut of motorcycles.
I feel like, especially with first time riders, that's a big thing. It's a lot. And again, should this be your first time rider's bike? No, but it's going to be, because it's a Harley. But there's so many people who their first motorcycle is a brand new dresser. Like you'd be amazed. Tim, you wouldn't be. Lee, you wouldn't be. But people would be amazed at how many people's first bike is a $40,000 road bike.
Yeah. When I was a motorcycle safety instructor, we used to see that all the time. I'd see a guy go through the motorcycle safety course, never ridden a motorcycle in his life. He'd pass the course. And then a couple of months later, I would see him at a meet and greet or some kind of a bike night somewhere on a brand spanking new bagger or something along those lines, some brand spanking new expensive motorcycle. I was like, wow, dude, your first motorcycle and you drop that kind of coin.
Oh, it's
What?
hilarious. I remember I had to go through like that safety training course or whatever the fuck when I got my motorcycle license, which was hilarious for me to be in, by the way. Yeah, these dudes went from riding like 250-pound Buell Blast to and like struggling to do that to fucking getting like big brand new dresser bikes. It's like holy fuck, thinking.
That's how it goes, though, and that's why Harley's new Street Fighter, even if it cost, let's say it costs 20 grand, that's going to be a lot of people's first bike solely
Yeah.
because it's a Harley.
Yeah, and it looks cool. It's fucking can handle it. It's going to attract all the younger people. That's for sure. That's what that bike's aimed at.
Well, I think even then, it's like you've got these guys where Harley's the status symbol, and I think to a much lesser extent, Ducati. Like people you see on a high mark Ducati are much more likely to have owned multiple bikes before they have that motorcycle.
Yeah.
But people you see on a high mark Harley, like a lot of times that's their first fucking bike, man. And that's going to happen with with their new Street Fighter. And it's going to be interesting to watch because, like, yeah, you get a dresser, you can drop it, you can do whatever, and you can kill yourself just as fast on a big dresser as you can on a sport bike. That's true. But it's going to be interesting to see how people handle this because it's not like, oh, you've got this big dresser that kind of goes slow and you putt around. It's like, no, your first bike as a status symbol is 150 horsepower fucking Street Fighter. That's a different animal, man.
Yeah. We'll see what goes on. Holy shit, we're starting to get some racing questions finally. That's all.
Oh, are we?
Yeah,
I dropped that in there a while ago.
Yeah, the first racing question was about how old my leathers are. Somebody drug that old joke back in. But yeah, so Lee, Steve Collins asked, when you raced motocross, what compound tires did you prefer? Did they have compound tires back then?
Oh yeah, they've had them for a long time. For me, I swapped out according to the track conditions. Always, I would show up to the track with 4 or 5 new sets of tires every weekend and put on the ones that made most sense for that track. But I mean, that's not the option for everybody. Obviously, most people want one set of tires that's going to do them for as long as it fucking can, which is understandable. So it just depends on kind of the tracks around your area that you're going to be racing. Kind of take a consensus of, okay, this track's hard, this track's soft, this track, and like kind of find the balance of how many hard pack to soft tracks to medium tracks you got. And then pick your compound according to what's going to work best across all of them. If you got a ton of hard pack tracks in your area and like 2 soft tracks, then stick with a medium to hard compound tire and just deal with it on the fucking soft day, and vice versa.
I totally went dyslexic when reading that question. I thought I could have sworn I saw dual compound, and I was like, dual compound dirt tires. Yeah, that made no sense to me. That's why I asked the question. Sorry.
Those exist.
That is very
They do
specific.
now. Yeah.
They don't sell them to the public yet, but they exist.
Yeah.
That's very specifically a motocross question, because motocross guys always keep their shit like on the razor's edge. And I like to keep my stuff, like I like to make sure I have new tires and I have new stuff. Like I keep my bike very, very in line and good because I need every advantage I can get when I'm racing enduro. But like all the old enduro guys, like they'll run fucking ball tires, slipping clutch, like they're just like the most beat ass fucking bikes that they barely fucking run. They're like, yeah, I'll race this, like no problem, and they'll still beat me. They'll still beat me. So it's like I said, I need every advantage I can get. But that's a motocross guy. You motocross guys keep their shit fucking tip top.
Oh yeah, it's a fucking just as much of a wrenching game as it is a fucking riding game a lot of the time.
Well, I feel like on motocross, like it's decided in such a smaller amount. Like it's so fucking fast and furious.
Yeah, it's I guess like when you get to the level where you like have to start thinking about that shit, then yeah, it gets pretty crazy as far as the tech side of it goes.
Well, specifically motocross though, because like how long is a motocross race?
A pro race is an outdoor is 30 minutes plus 2 laps. So
yeah, I mean it's like
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's super fast.
Yeah. I mean,
but that 30 minutes, like you better be in some good shape. That's for sure. You're like a world-class athlete type of shape, or else you're fucked.
Yeah. Daniel Tufts, thank you, man. $5 for the chairs for the Jessicas.
Huh. Which we basically got ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, we could get some really nice ones and have them like engraved.
We
and
are
really
the
fancy.
true gentlemen of ourselves.
So I will tell you, it was wild to see the last race I did. Obviously, I finish. You do a certain amount of laps, like you race for about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, and then so I personally did 3 laps. So the fast guys did like 5 laps, so they actually finish after me. So like I'll finish, I'll get the checker, and then I'll wait there, and I'll see like the number 1 guys will actually finish after me because they race for longer. And the top 2 guys, number 1 and number 2, came in within seconds of each other.
Damn.
And you just sat there and you watched that, and you knew that these guys were at each other's throats, like bumping bars and fucking being insane for 2.5 hours.
That's awesome.
That's to me. I'm just like, for 2.5 hours.
Damn.
Like just like balls to the wall. If you just like give a millimeter, not given a millimeter, like just
if you just throw one
insane.
branch in front of the
that was
tire.
it for 2.5 hours.
Where I go, I'm like, let's fucking cheat.
And then it was like for 2.5 hours they did that, and then one guy literally finished like 3.5 seconds in front of him.
That is the best fucking kind of racing you can ever experience. Any kind of racing where you've got a solid battle, start to finish going, like you're hooked for life after that, for sure.
Oh, that's what got me. I mean, I was really into, when I first started it, just like the personal challenge. I still am into that, of being like, I finished this race and I did well and I'm happy because I did it myself. And this season I've gotten to the points where it's like I've had battles with people where it's like, dude, I trying to pass somebody or they're trying to pass me, and none of it's been like a whole race, but it's been stuff where it's like, holy shit, I just like, me and this person just went toe to toe for like a half an hour.
Yeah.
And they were trying so hard to pass me, or I was trying so hard that somebody like crashed, because that's what eventually happens if you're not super fucking good. Is somebody crashes because you're trying so hard to pass each other that somebody makes a mistake and they fucking crash. And it's that, and that has been like, holy shit, once that started happening, I was like, oh my God, that's it. That's just like the most fun thing that could ever fucking happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure like a lot of you guys in here know what I'm talking about, and I probably sound like a total fucking nerd because I'm so excited about it.
Oh, dude. I still get excited talking about it. Like, I was just talking with one of my friends that I grew up racing with. Like, we started off racing from like the 80cc beginner class all the way through the pros. And both of us fucking just had like the most intense conversation the other day about when we raced the 80cc 13 to 16 class. Me and him had a fucking battle like nonstop all the way through the race from start to finish, like to the point where he beat me by a front tire. We passed each other like 70 something times in a matter of, I don't know, 20 laps. And we had this conversation the other day, and both of us, like, afterwards, were like excited as if it just happened. Like, we were like 13 years old.
Yeah, like you're not even mad at each other. It's like, I don't know. I'm sure some motocross guys get super mad, but like,
it gets, I've been in multiple fist fights on the track before. It gets pretty great because you start taking people out and shit and smashing them off the track, and that's when it gets crazy.
Yeah,
and
I'm not
gonna lie, I was pretty well known for being one of those guys that smashed people out of my fucking way.
I guess that's how you get good.
I mean, I don't know. That's the way I like to race. I still do actually. I raced. When's the last time I raced? Like 3 years ago, just for fun. And I still, first corner, if someone was in my way, I fucking took them out. It was just instinct. But that's the way I was kind of brought up to race. I guess is like if it doesn't. I was the 3-try rule. If you're faster than someone, he doesn't fucking like give you an inch within 3 tries of trying to pass them, then just fucking clean them out.
Yeah. That's something I had to learn too, is that I used to, like last year a lot, when I would hear somebody behind me, I would immediately be like, okay, let me get out of the way. Like, I'll let them pass me. And now this year, now that I've gotten faster, which I'm still nowhere near fast enough to be good, but now that I've gotten faster, I don't move out of the way anymore. I'm just like, well, if you fucking want to pass me, you better figure it out, dude.
Yep.
wait till I come and see you to punch somebody. That's all I ask.
You won't even see him. That's the crazy shit. Everybody's like, ah.
Yeah, you
I
don't
just
see 'em.
want
It's
to
not
be
even a
there for just
track.
like fucking punch somebody. That's all I
Yeah.
want to see.
Unfortunately, with the
Can't.
enduro racers, you don't get to see
No,
people. You
you're
see them
like-
at the start, and
You're
that's
in
it.
like the start, and then there's like a couple of depending on the race and the area, like a couple of spots where like they show up and like jump over something crazy, or I don't even know. But or if you have a 4-wheeler, you're allowed back there on the track or some shit. But otherwise, it's just kind of like hanging out. It's a campsite.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a fucking blast, but
That's kind of the shitty thing of hare scrambles. It's not really a spectator sport.
they're not. No, it's not. Not at all. It's not like, oh, go support. And it's like, listen, I'm barely gonna see him for like 3 hours. Once I get out there with the dog, like it's like camp. If it's a camping situation, a blast. I can't wait. I can't wait till it's that situation. But it's not going to be
for the
for a minute.
for the
minute.
fast guys actually support, because they'll do like I'll usually do like 50 miles. The really fast guys, since they do more time, they'll do like 70, 80 miles, and they need to gas up, so they actually need a pit crew.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know stuff. I'm just
Yeah.
like, I see people pulling over and like girls, like they got girls like dabbing their foreheads with like cold rags and like filling their tanks. And I'm like, oh wow, all right. Well, Josh don't got that, but
One thing I've
I
noticed.
feel like super worthless, but
One
I'm
thing I've
here.
noticed too is like the fastest guys, like the fastest
he never
dudes,
needs it.
the fastest dudes, they don't have camel packs.
Mm.
They don't run. They don't drink. Like they fucking drink
It's
before the
weird.
race, and
Ugh.
like when they do a pit stop,
Ugh.
they'll like have a water bottle, and they'll just like
Yeah,
smash the whole
smash
thing,
it. Yeah, I see
and then
that.
go. They don't drink during the race.
Oy, yeah, but
Like,
but they
That's
go.
I'm just saying that's the fastest dudes
Yeah,
don't
they're
drink.
fast.
Yeah.
They got girls out there with fucking.
It's hard to fucking drink while you're like when you're at that level of speed too. Because I've raced a few hare scrambles and shit, thinking I was all fucking set up with my Camelback and all this other shit. I didn't even fucking remember that was there.
Like, yeah, for 2+ hours, absolutely not. Especially when you have a baby bladder over here.
I used to drink all the time. The last race that I didn't.
You sweat it out. You do sweat it out.
I didn't
for when
drink.
you're
I didn't take a single sip.
No, when
I
you're
did the whole
done,
race without
when you're
drinking.
done, you're sopping wet from sweat, and
Yeah.
you can't even make words.
It's like riding in Palm Springs at SCMM every summer.
Yes, exactly.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you have to really, really try hard to get enough water in you to where you need to find a place to stop and take a leak on the bike, because
it's like
you sweat it out, and as soon as you sweat it out in 112, 113 degrees, it evaporates.
Yeah, it's like a chow doing agility course in Palm Springs. Exactly. They're dead.
You guys better be at the next one.
Oh, we'll be there, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I will. I'll be too. I'll be back.
Hey, you better be at our second FLM in the.
Yeah, in fact, I was actually I'm off this coming week, and I was actually seriously considering flying out there for that. If you guys were all about me, like, bumming a bike off you and all that crap, because I thought it would be fun. But
I think this is going to be like a next year thing. We want to see how this goes, and then next year we're going to be like, I'm going to put it out and be like, dude, let's get the fucking SFF in here.
Well, it doesn't matter, because they found out that I didn't have to play a show this coming weekend, and they asked me if I'd host the radio show at the radio station this Saturday night. So I obligated myself to that.
Like, we can. Oh God, I've got a bike. Like, we've got bikes. Like, let's do it. But yeah, next year. But
next year.
Okay.
Oh my God, don't tease us.
Yeah, we will make that happen.
Yes.
Lee, you too, man.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Really.
There's gonna be a Canadian version in 2020 as well.
Please.
I'm putting
Really?
something on.
Near you?
Oh
Is
my
this
God.
you putting it on, or is it somebody else?
Yeah, I don't want to let too much out right now, but I'm buying a property for my businesses in the springtime, which 38 Ride Co. is eventually going to turn into more than a clothing company. It's going to be kind of a bike shop also, and that's kind of what I've been waiting for, is to have it like something like that and have like a whole fucking thing of it.
Okay. Well, I'll let you. You don't have to say any more than you want to.
Yay
Just
to all that.
let us know the details ahead of time so we can be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got some plans that are going to be very, very cool for it that has not been done at a meetup before.
Yeah. Oh, you can do okay. I don't want to press you. I was saying, but
I,
you're talking about
I'll say one thing. I'll say one thing. We probably have a road race track for the day.
Oh shit.
Nice.
So it's going to be one of those days where you can ride and anything fucking goes.
That's fucking awesome, man.
That's the way I want it to be, because like I don't know, I know other meetups and shit. It's hard to rein people in, and I know I wouldn't want to be reined in at a meetup because I want to do wheelies and be a fucking asshole. That's the way I ride.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, I want to give people the opportunity to like, fucking ride how they want to ride.
Yeah. Show what you got.
Show what you got.
That's my whole thing. I love to see that shit, but it's like you get the words got to be out there. Like it's put up or shut up. If you can't fucking go out there and fucking rip a good wheelie or fucking like take the turn or do what you need to do, like your ass is getting clowned. So don't step up to the plate if you can't handle it.
Dude, I thought of the coolest idea the other day. I was sitting there pondering because who was it? Me and Forey were making fun of that fucking icon motovlogger takedown bullshit, and and I came up with the idea like, why don't we have a real motovlogger takedown challenge, like a 3-part thing, like a fucking like a dirt version, a street version, or on a track or something, and like fucking have like separate stages and determine who is the fucking best rider of the bunch. out of all of these different categories.
Oh shit, man! I wish I was up on enough. Like I've got my motovloggers I watch all the time, but I wish I was up on enough people to be like, who is actually the best rider?
You know, fucking awesome the videos will be coming out because people are racing and trying to vlog at the same time. It's not just one guy on the track doing it; it's fucking like 50 of them. That would be the funniest shit in the world.
Yeah, that would be fucking awesome, dude. Oh my god, I'm trying. Like I made that call out video and like nobody took me up on it. I was like, oh man, people need to like do hair scrambles and vlog it, especially motovloggers, and like everyone was like, I'm just gonna pretend like that didn't happen, which is understandable. Like it takes a commitment to get into racing. Like I don't expect anybody to just like do it casually.
Yeah, yeah. There's no such thing as casually racing.
But that would be fucking cool, man.
That would be, because like there's so many people that have a mouth on them saying like I can ride better than this guy and so on and so forth. Well, fuck, let's see it.
Yeah. I want to hear the comments. Here in the comments, leave in the comments. Who do you think? Like, let's say dirt, street, and stunt.
Yeah, this is the way that I thought it out. Was like, hey, we have a category for dirt, we have a category for street, we have a category for stunt, and then we have the best overall champion. So if someone can fucking do all the disciplines, then that guy's he's the guy.
Yeah. Let's see. Who do you think in the comments? Let's see. Who's the best?
I'm essentially setting up a competition for me to win.
I know. That's what I'm about to say, motherfucker. I was like, you can
He's rigging the game in his favor. Yeah.
There's a few other guys for sure. Like if Poirier is not technically a motovlogger, but he's made enough videos where he can definitely enter. So like he would give me a fucking run for my money. I might lose to him. And there's a few other guys that would be in there.
Yeah. There you go. Tony
yeah. Yeah, Tony Carwall would be the stunt guy. I guarantee you he would win the stunt fucking portion of it.
Yeah, he's one of those guys too. He's silent but deadly, you know. The last time I hung out with Tony, he stood beside me for like 10 minutes and I didn't even know he was there. He just kind of listens, doesn't say too much, and they're like, holy shit, Tony, I didn't even know you're standing there.
And what's crazy about that is he's 10 times more outgoing than he used to be.
Yeah. Yeah, when I met him for the very first time in about it was probably, I don't know, mid 2000s when he and Jason Britton were still doing their thing. They had, what was that called?
Superbikes.
I can't remember what the name of their stunt team was called, but that's the first time I ever. What?
The No Limits team?
No Limits. That's what it was. Yeah, that's the first time I ever got to work with him. And I think he maybe said maybe 3% of the words everybody else on that stunt team said.
That's a lot of those guys that are like, they're good at one thing and it's not talking.
Yep.
Jason Britton was a pretty good talker. He could talk your ear off.
Hey man, that's my whole thing. I have to be good at talking because I'm not good at much else. I got a lot of heart. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and big props to B-Rad. People are mentioning him as
B-Rad.
dirt, man.
That guy is fucking
super
good.
talented, man.
Yeah. I want to see him get on a motocross track because I think he's got that in him.
Yeah.
He did that one race. Like, he did one fucking race. I think he's done another one, but he didn't film it. But he did one race and filmed it. And I'm just like, man, I wish he'd do some more. Like,
Brad needs to be a GNCC racer, man. That's where he would shine.
I love B. I should send him an invite to this to see if he'll get on. I love B-Rad. I think not to be too critical of him, but his big fault, especially on YouTube, I'm just like, man, you don't like play to your strengths. He makes these videos that are great. I love B-Rad's videos. I watch every single video he puts out. But I'm just like, dude, people want to see like van tours. They want to see you like camp in your moto van. They want to see you race. They want to see the stuff you're not showing.
They want to see the lifestyle behind it.
Yeah, it's like you have the tools in front of you that people want to see, and he like doesn't make those videos. I mean, like, whatever, he's got his own life. Like, it's not like he's got to make these videos, but I'm just like, damn, dude, I feel like
I can sympathize with him because I'm kind of like that too, man. When I like to make videos about a certain gamut of subject matter, and it's not the kind of stuff that gets a lot of views, you know. I actually have 2 videos this year that are one's actually almost at 20,000 views and one's at 15,000. Those are huge videos for me. Usually, you know, 1,000 to 2,000 views. You know, that's a big Tim Kreitz video, but it's just because my subject matter is not. I don't know. It's not.
That's big for me too, dude. 20,000 views is huge for my channel.
Yeah. That's that. But I don't know, man. You have a number of videos now in excess of 1 million views.
I do, but those are like videos that have done that over years.
Yeah, but
not like overnight.
But you still have to have a pretty healthy activity on those.
Some of them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are dead. Like they go through phases, you know.
Yeah. Do you have any videos on your channel, Josh, that you would consider to be evergreen? I have 2.
Yeah. The one where Robbie rides the motorcycle down 7th Avenue. That one is just consistent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
And then like
I just had my first one demonetized last week, which was like my second biggest view from when I crashed my Dyna. That one got demonetized finally. It's because I described my road rashed asshole.
Did you dispute it?
Yeah.
And then
that's the first one I've ever had.
Did they accept the dispute, or they were like, no?
They were like, yeah, no, we manually reviewed this one and not a chance.
Yeah,
wow,
they
really?
demonetized. Okay, so I've got one from early last year, and it's where we went to visit the Dan Blocker Memorial in O'Donnell, Texas. Of all the bizarre things, like I bet most of the people in the side chat are young enough they don't even know who Dan Blocker was, but he's a native Texan. He played on a TV show called Bonanza for like 20 years. He played a character called Hoss Cartwright, and they have this big memorial to him in this little town north of here and a museum dedicated to him. And YouTube demonetized that video, and it's got like, I don't know, it's probably got somewhere between 15 and 20,000 views on it right now. And it consistently will get views. Like it'll get 10 or 20 views a day, but I haven't made money on it in forever because YouTube, and I disputed it and they told me no, because it had to do with the death of a human being.
My God.
Because it talked about, I talk in the video about how Dan Blocker died. He had this tragic death where he basically went in for a surgery. The surgery got botched and he died from it. And because I talk about that in the video and because it's talking about a dead celebrity, they told me that they wouldn't monetize it.
That's why mine got demonetized, because I showed someone getting hurt. I'm like, I'm hurting myself. Come on, let me make some money off my fucking misery, please.
Yeah,
that's bizarre, man.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I've never. The only thing I ever had denied was when I did a video on the Charleston riots.
I remember that. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't. They wouldn't strike your channel for it, but
yeah. I thought it was pretty ridiculous because I was preaching peace and understanding.
Yeah,
But
It
like,
doesn't matter, man. The
Yeah,
great
I'm
YouTube
not gonna- I'm
machine
not
saw the right keywords, and that was it.
I'm not going to cry about it. It
Yeah.
is what it is.
It is what it is.
Talk about incendiary stuff. You got to expect that kind of thing to happen. Just like I don't cry about getting a bunch of hate because you know if I just talked about how awesome fucking donuts and blowjobs were, like
Isn't
What?
that all you talk about?
Though
like,
they are both pretty
yeah,
awesome.
you're just like
Those are two of my favorite things.
Yeah.
you're gonna be like like when I posted a hate comment from that, like somebody hated on my fucking donuts and blowjobs are awesome video. And people are gonna be like, "It's ridiculous." Oh my god! I'm like, "Yeah, I know," but like I don't make those videos. So like when somebody posts a comment hating, I'm just like, "Yeah, like for sure, man."
Speaking of videos, man, I mean, I know I haven't made a video in like a week, but Lee, you haven't made a video in months, son.
Almost a year.
Yeah, almost a year.
Yeah, it's been like 10 months or some shit.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's still that
Going-
video
going
of your mom is the
That's the last one, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's coming back. People are gonna fucking bitch and complain about it, and they can fuck off as far as I'm concerned with the new things that they're gonna be doing.
Yeah.
But they're coming back regardless.
You have to be able to change your, I mean, as your life change. I mean, if you're a true vlogger, like if you're a blogger or a vlogger, it only makes sense that the nature of your blogs or vlogs will change as your life changes over time. And if you live the exact same life you lived 5 years ago or 10 years ago, I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I guess it could be, but most people are not programmed to want to do the same thing for 5 or 10 or 15 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I get a lot of shit because what did I make? I made 2 videos about my business. I made one when I launched it and that last one that I made. And the amount of people that complained about that was fucking unbelievable. It was crazy. Literally 2 fucking videos, and there was probably like 50 people in the comments fucking crying and complaining, I don't subscribe to see you fucking make t-shirts and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, fucking tough shit. That's what I do now, so fuck off. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy. So I've got to make a little video kind of explaining the game plan. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing videos that, if for me to make videos, it has to be more centered around what I'm doing right now because I can't take time away from doing it. So if I have to combine the two if it's going to happen.
Well, and a lot of those people don't. They're only interested in their own entertainment. They're like audience members in a Roman Coliseum. It's one of those deals where they don't realize you can't go out and do a video of jumping a dyna at a motocross track every week because it breaks the motorcycle. It's expensive.
I wish if I could do that, fucking right. That's all I would do. Yeah. But that's not the way life works. Like, I don't make money off my videos. I fucking, the 2 years that I put into YouTube to like try to make it in quotation marks at YouTube, I fucking purged so much money. It's not even funny. Like, I think I did the math one day and I did like, it was like $45,000 and I think I made back about $3,000.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, it's time to fucking,
I don't doubt that for a second.
The fucking rest.
I say that to people all the time, dude. YouTube is a loser for me.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm at the point now where I usually break even at the end of the month on the money I spend on YouTube. But
yeah, if you can break even, you're fucking golden. If I was breaking even, I'd be stoked.
I'm pretty happy about breaking even. But I'll say this, man. The people who expect entertainment, like for it's annoying sometimes. It definitely is annoying when people are like, I expect entertainment. You're just like, damn, dude, I do this for free. Like, I make this stuff for free. But we do. We're like trying for some kind of reward. At some point, you gotta admit that the majority of your audience is expecting entertainment, and that's what we've courted. We've courted that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying I think both points have validity. And I'm more on the side of, God damn, we do this for free. Chill. I just feel like I need to mention the fact that, like, you know what, we've courted the fact that we say, hey, show up every week, get some free entertainment, and you gotta own that too.
There's something to be said for having a small but loyal audience. That's one thing I'm really thankful for. I don't have the biggest audience on YouTube by a damn sight, but man, they love what I do. They always fill up the comments section. We always have good conversations in the comments section. There's a minimal hate. The only time I get hate is when I have a video that goes outside the circle. You know what I mean? It goes outside the bubble rather. And then I'll start getting all these people I don't recognize. I'm like, this isn't one of the regular, it's kind of one of those deals where it becomes, I don't know. It's hard to articulate, but you want your video to do really well. You want it to get a bunch of videos, but at the same time, it usually comes with a lot of hassle.
Tim, you make one kind of video, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, I know. Yeah,
you make one kind of video in so much as you make videos for people who are subscribed to you.
Yeah, exactly. I make videos for what they like to see. Those are the videos I make. Yeah.
The philosophy I have, and anybody take this as fucking gospel, because obviously I'm not super successful, but the philosophy that, are you rolling, Jess?
Gotta work in the morning.
Bye, Jess.
Some of us have real jobs.
Bye.
On Monday. Gotta wake up in the morning on a Monday. Do stuff. Like,
get home safe.
I'm gonna come and drink later.
So you make two types of videos. This is my philosophy on video. On YouTube, you make videos for people who are subscribed to you, and you make videos for people who are not subscribed to you.
Yes.
And the videos that you make for people who are subscribed to you are the videos that you know aren't going to do well. I make those videos all the time.
Yeah.
I make videos all the time that I know aren't going to do well. They aren't going to get huge, but they're videos for the people who are already signed up.
Exactly.
And then, I try to do it like a 3-to-1 ratio. I have to make videos that are for people who aren't subscribed to me.
Yeah, because that's how you get new people to subscribe in a way.
And that's capitalism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's
this as a capitalistic model.
We're all capitalists here, baby.
If you aren't growing, you're dead.
Yeah.
So that's capitalism, because you got to imagine the people on the bottom fall off. So if you're not constantly replacing them with people on the top, then you're dying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to make it sound so cut and dry, but dude, I run a small business that I constantly think about that. Like at the bar, you have regulars, and some people last for a few years, some people last for a few months, some people a long time. But if you're not constantly getting new people in the bar, you're dying.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because people stop coming. They have kids. They stop drinking. They run out of money. They don't have the money to drink anymore. There are a million different reasons why they stop coming out to the bar regularly. But if you're not constantly replacing them, you're dying.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of one of those situations where that translates very well to YouTube, because there are some huge YouTubers right now that are just bleeding off subscribers. Like I get pissed off if my net gain, fingers crossed, and God willing and knock on wood and the creek don't rise and all that. I've never had a month where I lost, like I had negative subscribers. It's always been, now it's been as low as, like 20 subscribers a month, but I've always gained subscribers every month so far since I've been doing the channel as a motorcycle channel. Okay. But there are guys like, on the big end of YouTube, like Boogie2988, if you know who he is.
Oh yeah.
That dude is hemorrhaging subscribers right now. Hundreds of subscribers a month to I think he said, close to 1,000 he lost one month. So you're exactly right. At a certain point, either through algorithm or through YouTube's cleanup system, where people just disengaging or unsubscribing, your channel will stagnate at a certain point if you don't do something to try to direct attention toward it. That's just the facts of life.
I see I don't really pay attention to much YouTube outside of motovloggers and a few vloggers and shit, but that's something I see motovloggers complaining about nonstop, as things are dying, they're whatever. It's because you're making the same fucking video for 5 years. What do you expect?
Yeah.
You have to keep changing. You have to change everything up to keep getting new people to come in, or else it's going to do exactly that.
I can't tell you how many times we've changed the Dirty Shame. Like how when we first started, it was our entire fucking thing was car bombs. That was like, you went to the Shame to do Irish car bombs. That was like our deal, right?
I was thinking like real car bombs for a second. I was like, what?
But that was our deal. Like, you did Irish car bombs. Come to the Shame, do a car bomb. Like we had special glasses made. bumper. At one point we had our shit was like sponsored by Tullamore Dew, and it used to be Dew a Bomb, and it was like DEW a bomb, and it was on glasses. And that was our first thing. And then it was import beer was really popular, and we did import beer. It was like nothing but imports, European beer, and then European beer died, and now it's craft beer.
Yeah, American West Coast craft beer.
Yeah, and it's just that you gotta fucking roll with the punches.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, if you just like dig your heels in and say like, no, this is where I am and this is what I stand for, it's like, well, sorry. I mean, have fun taking a stand. I don't know what to tell you.
Look how weird that
What the
is.
fuck?
I don't know.
Looks like somebody died.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. Look, like I don't know if like
This is like the thumbnail now for something is me like comforting Jess because her fucking dad died.
no, yeah. Goodbye.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It looks so sad.
It was so sad.
The title is so you want to race garage.
Later on, I'll change the title to saying goodbye or something like that.
That's
It'll
so
just be like a
weird.
million views because of that thumbnail.
I was like, whose video is
Saying
that?
goodbye, yeah. That's the
I'll
title.
change it to saddest day ever.
Yeah.
Take over for a second.
No.
It's all yours. The floor is yours.
I don't know how. I'm
No. Let's
Hey.
hear it. What do you got?
B-Rad's in the side chat, dude. Oh, where did he go?
What? Hey, B-Rad.
Hey, B-Rad, you may have a link somewhere. Josh said he was going to send you one, but he didn't say where he was going to send it. You might try your Facebook IM and see if it's there. If you would like to join us, if you can.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, to talk.
Yeah, that. How much wine have you had, Jessica?
Who's asking?
Yeah.
Just a giant bottle from Costco, because
Nice.
yeah, exactly. It's empty.
Red wine's good for you. Thins the blood.
It is. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Let's field some questions while Josh is doing Josh stuff.
Yeah, baby bladder over there. Where are the? What are they? Let's get closer.
Yeah, throw some some questions in that chat. I'll get to them. Oh, just choking on this thing nonstop. I quit smoking like a week ago. I can't fucking put this down still.
Does that have any nicotine in it?
Very little.
Like
Well,
3?
that's the way to go though, Lee. Like that's how I got Josh off cigarettes, is just like doing the vape, like a vape pen the right way and slowly weaning off.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, whatever it takes.
Yeah, this is probably like the 4th or 5th time I've quit now. Hopefully this is the last one.
Yeah.
Hey, so Lee, how are things going up there in the Great White North with the full-on, wide-open legalization of all marijuana? How's that going?
Oh, it's fucking fantastic.
I bet.
Dude, there's like, it's crazy. There's businesses just fucking sprouting up like a wildfire, man. It's nuts. There's dispensaries everywhere already.
That is
Josh
cool.
got me a beer.
You're living in a fantasy,
And like,
fantasy world.
and what's
Hey,
cool about it is
B-Rad,
like,
come in. I sent
you
you a
can
fucking
fucking get it
link.
through the
You
mail
can
and
get
stuff
it.
too, which is awesome.
You can go to the what, Lee?
You can get it through the mail and shit. Like, you can't get like alcohol and shit through the mail. Well, certain things you can, but like with this stuff, it's a free for all. You can just go to any of the online stores and get as much fucking weed products as you want. Fantastic.
That is awesome.
Like, I don't even smoke weed anymore, but on legalization day, like, yeah, I took advantage of this fucking news. Well, that's for sure.
Neil told me that in the midterms, the U.S. midterms that we just had here, Ian 187, who I'm talking about, he said that they legalized recreational in Michigan. Has anybody heard about that?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah. So, man, it's spreading like wildfire. They're going to have to take it off Schedule 1 here pretty quick.
But
You watch it.
I
The next
think
few years here in the U.S., it'll come off of
It
Schedule 1.
kills me.
I'm
that
pretty sure it's still in that weird fucking gray area that you guys have where it's state law and not federal law. So
Yeah.
feds can still come in there and fuck your
And
shit. if they
I'm all
want to.
about. I'm a firm believer in state law. I think state law is very important.
Yeah.
But I just think that's the tenets that America was founded on. Is
Yeah, we were never intended to be one giant nation that is ruled centrally from Washington. Everybody's even smallest activities are controlled by some, Washington
we're too
lobbyist.
We're too big for that.
Yeah, no, we're way too big for that. We were supposed to be 50 independent nations that are united through commerce and some infrastructure, such as roads and a military and that sort of thing.
But it's what kills me about the marijuana being legalized more than anything. Like, I don't care. Like, I've always smoked pot. I've never been a pothead, but I've always partook. Like, I smoked.
There is a time and a place. Yes.
But I've done all sorts of drugs. Like, I don't care. I don't care if something is legal or illegal. I just kind of do what I'm going to do. I'm not really worried about what the government says I'm allowed to put in my fucking body. I think that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. I think everything should be legal. But that's a whole nother conversation. Here's what gets me is everybody who's in jail right now for marijuana-related crimes.
They're gonna get out.
Yeah.
They need to retroactively free all those
I know
people.
they are, but it's,
Yeah.
And there are people who've been in jail for years. Like, there's people who've been in jail for fucking 5 years
No, it ruins their
for
life
felony.
for a little joint.
Yeah, their life is ruined because, like, and let's
Something
say it
that's
wasn't even
legal
just having a
elsewhere.
joint. It's just like they were selling a little pot. Like, they're a businessman. They're trying to make a little money by selling a little weed. Like, big deal. They're not ruining anybody's life. But you have enough on you, all of a sudden you're going fucking upriver for fucking 5 years.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, that's huge. They're going to be up here. They're going to be like pardoning a ton of people that have any kind of like weed related crimes for the most part. Anything like distribution, they're still fucked, obviously. But any of like the more misdemeanor crimes and shit like that, possessions and whatever.
That's what I think. Even the distribution crimes, I'm just like, come on. That's like busting somebody for owning a brewery after the prohibition.
Yeah, exactly.
But here's the thing. Now you have all these people who've been in jail for years, and you're just going to release them onto the streets. I mean, prison changes a man.
Yeah, well,
In the
you don't come out the same person,
Yeah.
and it's fucking. You watch. It's going to be a weird fucking scene, man.
Yeah. David had a good comment in the side chat that big pharma pays a lot and has a lot of influence lobby wise and otherwise in keeping it illegal, because what's coming out is the more and more places it's legalized, especially here in North America, the more research gets done with it. And as medical research, more and more medical research gets done with it, you start to see all these corollaries of all these great benefits it has. All the stuff that we've known for years that it can do is now being thrust into the forefront. And it's essentially kind of a miracle plant in its own way. I mean, it's one of those deals where cancer patients are having really, really positive effects from it. And on and on and on and on. I could list a litany of things, and it's going to get harder and harder for people to argue against that.
I hate even acknowledging that, because I feel like it's such a side thing. It's like, oh, we should make it legal because it's like, no, it should just be fucking.
It should just be legal. It should just be legal, just like things that are good for you, bad for you. I mean,
I'm super outspoken on that, though.
Yeah, I am too.
Like, oh, well, it can do all these good things. I'm just like, dude, I don't care.
Yeah, it should just be legal.
Fuck if it cures cancer.
Just
fuck
like most things.
Fuck if it, dude, it could grow hair on a bald man and give an impotent man a boner. It doesn't fucking matter. It's just a fucking weed that makes you dizzy. Like, it should be. Like, you smoke it, it makes you dizzy. Chill the fuck out. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Dumbest fucking shit ever, man. I'm not even a pothead. It's just stupid. I think heroin should be legal. Knock yourself out. Like,
yeah, I'm the same way, man. It's just we learned all these lessons from the prohibition of alcohol in this country, and we applied none of them to the drug war.
Yeah. All we got out of that was fucking NASCAR.
Yeah, exactly.
got that in
Which is also dead now.
Heroin is legal in Canada, or legal. It's in a weird gray area. Don't you have like methadone clinics and shit where they hand it out, don't they, Lee?
Oh yeah. There's clinics that hand out all kinds of weird shit, like fucking crack pipes and fucking weird. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, how crazy is it? Is it ruining people's lives that clinics make sure that now here's my whole thing is like there are certain people who are going to be a fuck up and you put them in a category. There's a category of human beings who are going to be addicted to something and they're going to be fuck ups.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
do you try to save them or do you just shuffle them off to the column where they can go do their fucking thing?
Addictive people will behave in addictive ways, and usually even if people can get rid of bad addictions, they will get addicted to something else, even if it's something good for them. But you can be addicted to food, you can be addicted to sex, you can be addictive behavior is addictive behavior. It's not always drugs.
I think your Josh Feisenbaker, your German Shepherd name wins Cobra Death Strike.
Wait,
it's
what?
pretty fucking amazing.
Wait a minute, what?
That's German Shepherd's name is Cobra Death Strike.
What do you call him?
Cobra Death Strike. I wouldn't call him anything else but that.
And the full name every time, like you never just call him Cobra. His name is
What's your
Strike every
Instagram?
time you address him.
Cobra Death Strike.
Nah, what? Yeah, what's your Instagram? Fucking no.
That's amazing.
I don't believe you.
You take him to the vet and you're in the waiting room and some nice lady asks, "What's your dog's name?" Cobra Death Strike. Oh, hi, Cobra. No, I said Cobra Death Strike. You will address him as Cobra Death Strike.
I feel like it's like the comma bitch is implied.
No, I little bitch. All the good names.
Like, you don't have to say it. It's like Cobra Death Strike. And all you gotta do is wait and be like, she know I meant comma bitch.
Yeah, that is a good name. That is a really good name.
Anyway, so
I
yes, and not to get too sidetracked, I think everything should be legal, and if people want to kill themselves doing fucking drugs, knock yourself out. And and that sucks for some people, and it's going to hurt some people, and some people who are watching this right now have probably lost family members to drugs. I have. Jessica has.
I have.
I know what it's like. And I'll still say that.
Yeah, I will too.
Just let them go. It's going to happen. And why ruin so many other people's lives by placing these arbitrary laws around something that's going to happen anyway? It's like having a law against suicide. Like, it's illegal to kill yourself. Like, okay.
Okay, what do you but what do they do to there's absolutely no recourse whatsoever if someone kills themselves. Oh, yeah, that's illegal. So what?
Yeah, it's just the dumbest arbitrary fucking bullcrap ever. You know?
Here's B-Rad joining the panel. What's up, dude?
Rad, what's up, man?
Oh, just got back from riding.
Yeah, we were just making a short list of the best riders in motovlogging.
Oh boy,
You made it.
Are you surprised that you were mentioned?
I don't know. I mean,
be honest.
I mean, what were you doing? Top 10 or top 20 or 50? Or
he's
what?
being all humble.
No.
I'm not talking about best riders on YouTube. I'm talking best riders who also motovlog.
Oh, I mean, I don't know, but I'm. That's cool that you have nominated me.
Oh, I did. It was Lee Stewart that brought it up.
Well, Lee sucks. So
Yeah, actually, it was me that brought it up. But that's
okay. I was like, I only had 2 to choose from. I picked up.
oh man,
Dude, did you really ride by yourself all day today?
no, there was just a bunch of people on Instagram who were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there with 3 of my friends and blah blah blah," and then it's like, I ended up riding with a couple people who I've ridden with before, which was cool. But like all the other people who said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there," just didn't show, or they just didn't say hello or something. I don't know.
that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rode all afternoon too. I just got back like about an hour and a half before Josh sent us the link for the stream. So
Hmm.
I don't
enjoying
know.
the last of the good weather.
I don't know how you do that, Brad. How do you like say like I'm gonna go ride off road? Who wants to show up?
Oh well, it's the place I went to today. It's like a scramble area. It's I guess it'd be like Croom, but it's only like 300 acres.
Uh,
So you just show up and like you
it's just
can't.
weird. Yeah, like
Yeah.
if I did that, it would be like, well, you can show up. So this is what I'm gonna do. So I just for me, like, I'm just like I can't imagine like riding dirt and being in charge of other people's enjoyment. I would be like, this is what I'm gonna ride. So I don't know.
Oh well, yeah. That's I
I
mean
don't know
that's
what you're gonna do, but like knock yourself out, I guess. Like
no, that's what I do. It's like, oh well,
Oh.
I'm gonna go ride over here. If you want to come, you're welcome to. If not, then go do your own thing.
Nerb's in the side chat. He wants to know, is this show coming back because the winter is coming? Of course, he's in Australia, so his
season here in fucking Florida. This is
yeah.
This is our
Oh my god, it was heaven today.
Yeah, you guys are getting into your best riding time of the year. I'm past mine. Mine is usually September to November, and then about April, beginning of April to the end of May. Those are the two best times of the year for me. The rest of the time, you're dealing with massive heat or you're dealing with intermittent weird cold spells through the winter time. I mean, I ride in it anyway. I don't care. I ride all year round.
Yeah.
Ain't going to stop me.
Just a quick. Tubby Lee had a question, Tubby Lee, I see you, man, because I see that name all.
Don't say Tubby.
No, that's his name. I see it all the time on Instagram. I'm like, man, Tubby Lee, that's my fucking boy.
He's been calling me Tubby.
Yeah, well, I bet because I'm just like, I just got an affinity for fat boys that fucking ride dirt bikes.
Because I call him Big Boy. Hey, Big Boy! That's his new nickname around the house.
Yeah, well, her
if
name
y'all
is
wondered. Or dump truck hands, so dumpy.
Yeah. Well, this is Tubby McTryhard sitting behind me.
How's the bald spot doing, Josh? Is it getting worse or better?
Shut up.
Actually, surprisingly.
Is there another Tubby in the room?
Surprisingly, it's not that bad.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Tubby Lee asks, do you ride alone when you ride dirt?
Yes,
does
he
it make
does.
you ride surfer? I ride alone when I ride dirt all the fucking time.
I have owies. Otherwise, I go.
Yeah,
more.
I actually, and no offense to anybody who rides with other people, I have more fun riding alone when I ride dirt because I'm there for a very specific purpose.
I feel like
and
I'm
it's
holding back when I go.
No, I have a great time with Jessica too. But
I
when I
know.
go by myself,
It
it's
depends. Yeah.
to push myself to whatever my limit is, and my limit is going to be different from 100 different people who ride with me. So they're just going to not be doing what I'm doing. So I'm not saying that it's going to be faster than them. It may be way slower than them, but I've experienced both. When somebody comes out with me, is like some people I've been like, all right, this is how I'm riding. I'll look back and they're like dying and they're having a terrible time because they can't keep up with me.
I love that.
Or like
Even
more
if
often
Even
than
if
not,
it's
and they're
me.
like, why are you riding so slow? This is fucking boring.
I think that applies. I mean, that certainly applies to me no matter what kind of riding I'm doing. I mean, there's certain times when I just like to go and ride by myself, man. I mean, even if it's a street ride, man, I just like to get out and be by myself, go somewhere by myself, just clear my head, not have to worry about anybody other than myself, I mean, it's a natural thing.
Yeah.
I definitely for street riding. Like I used to like to only ride in groups, but I almost never call anyone up to go ride street. Not that I'm really riding street a whole lot anymore, but I like the just being by myself, not having to worry about waiting for people at lights or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just go.
Yep, just go.
I'll find that with randoms, like, and no offense to anybody, but with people that you don't know. That's a pain in the ass. But I've got a group of, I wouldn't even be able to put a number on it, a lot of people. I mean, dozens, 50, 60, I don't know, of people that we ride with that we can go like, oh, we know how they ride.
Oh,
like if we put together 50 or 60, if we put together a ride of everybody we know how they ride,
20, 30.
That would be like a big fucking amount of people.
Yeah, not 50, 60, but 20-30 that I'd be comfortable with just like doing our thing.
Of people that will like ride
That
side by
know
side
how
with,
we ride
side by side
together.
with, no problem.
Yeah, it's select few, and they know who. They all know who to hang back and who not to.
I almost never ride by myself on the street.
There's only a select few that, because usually you're leading, and I'm very comfortable with following you. I almost know exactly what you're going to be doing at every minute. Or like with a car going by, I know exactly what's going to happen. If you're trying to get over, if you're even thinking about getting over, I can tell. There's a select few that can be riding up next to you where I would normally be, and I can still pick up on those fucking cues and their cues, and
Yeah.
they're a very select few.
It's just people who
Probably
are,
only like one.
Yeah.
And that's Josh Nomad.
Yeah, Nomad
So,
Josh.
I can follow him for days, but otherwise, like it's you
And
and
Josh
I
is
either
a-
up front or you and I in the back.
That's anybody.
So.
Like, say what you want about people who ride with clubs, but
Oh, I love the way they ride.
anybody who rides with a club, those guys know how to ride with
Yeah,
a
they
group.
do.
Yep.
Like, and those are some of the best people to ride with.
I don't want to ride in the middle though. I don't want to ride in the front or the back. Usually the back.
Well, that's
they're tight, but they don't.
Yeah.
They wouldn't want me in the middle anyway, so that's cool.
That's the thing with. Well, there's all the rules are like if you're riding. If anybody who's wondering, I know people wonder about this kind of stuff. If you're not a patch holder and you ride with a club, you ride in the back.
Yeah.
And
that is fine.
Either way, yeah. That's
It's just their rules. Or if also the other rule is if there is a club, not that it's that you have to go by it, but we usually do. If there's a club member with you that is not on their ride, at least they usually like to see, especially since I have all my stuff on video, one of the club members up like at the front.
Yeah.
Like they want somebody.
It's not weird. It's not weird at all.
No, it's just their thing. They like somebody in the front, not necessarily leading the ride, but side by side with whoever it is. If anybody's wondering, and there always is, somebody's always wondering.
How come there are two shade tree surgeons on the?
I fuck him because I'm a fuck.
I was wondering the same thing. Yeah.
Because I'm a fucker.
I think it's because the garage one is still on there.
Oh, okay.
Brad, when are you gonna do another race, man?
Oh boy, I don't know. I hadn't planned on really doing much more racing.
Did you not like it?
What?
No, I wasn't a big fan of it, to be honest.
Of?
See, the problem.
Curious.
Damn, that's a loaded question.
I didn't even hear what she said.
She goes, "What are you a fan of?"
Oh, not you, Jessica.
Oh! Hashtag savage.
Hey, I know you're not here for me. Everybody's here for the dogs. I get it.
No, I don't know. The hair scramble was kind of a shit show because it was like my first ride of the season after a winter of not really riding anything, but besides like circles on ice. So I was like dead. Like it was brutal. It was to the point of almost not being enjoyable because it hurt so bad. And then
the best fucking part, man.
Well, I know, no, like it was cool, but I don't know.
I'm projecting. I really enjoy it. I get why people don't like it.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm just like, do like 10 more, and then they start to get fun.
See, that's why I'm like, I don't want to start. I don't want to try any of them because they look terrible.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It's just to me, it's like you pay more money to ride less and do more prep, and like I have to drive the same distance to go do it. At least the situation here in Michigan. So it's like, why do I want to drive 3 hours to go to a race, to wake up early, sit around and wait, ride for 2 hours, pack up and go home, like, and not
something I found out too is that and I was like, why doesn't everybody race? These idiots are all like, why aren't they racing? And what I found out is that Florida actually has like our hair scramble organizational committee, the Florida Trail Riders, is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like during our race season, we have a race every 2 weeks, clockwork.
Yeah.
and it's super well organized, and people know what they're fucking doing, and like there's too many volunteers than they need. Like and I've found that out because I've talked to other people like, oh, it's a shit show over here. It's not here. It's just like you go up and they make it fun, they make it great, and they make it really easy to race here.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it was easy for me too. Like, it's not like I was confused or didn't know where to be or anything like that. Like, everyone was super helpful and stuff. I don't know. I just like to go out and explore and go my own pace and spend a whole day riding as opposed to just going balls to the wall for 2.5 hours. I don't know.
Fair enough.
But not to say I won't do it again. I'm sure I'll do something again.
I just enjoy seeing it.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to make a video specifically for me, if you would like to spend hundreds of dollars, days of your time,
Wow.
possibly injure yourself,
Holy moly.
because I would like to see it.
This is getting deep.
Here, how about it? Whenever I make it down to Florida, which hopefully like actually happens, but
Soon.
more difficult to plan than I initially
take your
thought.
time. Because I would love for you to come down and do a race
be here
here
forever.
My eventual plan, and I'm working on this, is to make a guest bike, and I want to build a guest dirt bike.
Lots of guest bikes.
And one that for races too. That if somebody comes down, it's like, hey, come down and do a race. So B-Red just dropped out. I don't know if it's internet or what, but
Ciao.
it happens. Lee, that would be awesome for you to come down and do too. Like come down and do a guest race.
Either way, be good for you to come down.
Yeah. Would you do that? Like if I had a guest bike, like set up to race?
Oh, 100%.
Like come down and do a guest race? That would be fucking awesome.
That'd be fucking fun. I haven't ridden a hare scramble in long time.
Was Dylan at Grim today?
Yeah, he was.
Well, somebody was down there and saw him today.
Oh no, it's we've ridden with him a bunch of times. Yeah.
I can't see it. I'm just trying to read.
Oh, no, you wouldn't recognize him.
No.
Yeah, he's got a CRF 250.
Who is that?
You've never met him.
Oh. Well, hey, you saw Dylan today. Crew without Josh? Fuck Dylan.
My dirt bike's not. My dirt bike's broken.
We love Dylan. Whatever.
Here's the thing about racing: your dirt bike's always broken. Always.
Dylan's like our adopted. Not kid.
Let's want to talk about racing. How often was your bracket bike broken, Tim?
I broke once when I crashed it on the track, which that sucked.
You crashed during a drag race?
Yes.
What happened?
So what happened was, nobody caught this, but a couple of cars had raced before my heat, and one of those cars had puked something down past the traps going onto the return road, basically in the braking area. I don't know what it was. It was probably antifreeze or something like that, but it was really slick. And when I got in the binders, slowing down to going onto the return road, the bike just came out from under me, and that hurt. I cracked 3 ribs and just
Jesus.
Yeah, I messed up the whole right side of my motorcycle, and it really sucked. But actually, the funny thing about that was, once I healed up and once I fixed the bike, this can be the good thing about crashing, as so many people know, is that I made that bike more badass than it was before after I fixed it. So, I actually enjoyed the bike more after I crashed it than before I crashed it, but the crashing part did suck. So
somebody asked us in the side chat, and this is like something that I'm immediately interested in, is the mighty Tim Crate, the demigod of motorcycles, the MSF instructor himself. How many motorcycle accidents have you been in?
I can tell you. So there was that crash on the track. That was in 2005 or 2006. It was.
Start with your first one.
Okay, well, I mean, are we going to count growing up riding dirt bikes?
No.
Because
Start with street crashes, like ones where you got injured. Like you know what I'm talking about.
okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, so there was one in my in my late 20s, but it was minor, but it did hurt. And then another time,
How'd it happen though?
it basically what happened was I got too close to, we were dicking around in traffic. I got too close to the back of a car and I got in the binders really hard and tucked the front end of the bike is what happened. And but I didn't hit the car, but I did tuck the front end. So and that was just being in my 20s and being young and inexperienced and doing stupid stuff. The most recent crash I had was I want to say maybe 8 years ago, maybe 2010, 2011, somewhere around in there. I actually crashed my ZRX. The strange thing was it did no damage to the bike, zero damage to the bike, because I ended up at a dude's yard and I tore his yard up. What happened on that one was it had started to rain, and again, you know, when it very first starts to rain, and we used to teach this in the motorcycle safety courses all the time, is that when it just starts to rain after it hasn't rained for a while, that's when the road is going to be the slickest, and that's when any oil or any grime or any coolant, anything that's slick stuck down in the asphalt is just going to be floating on top. And that's what happened was I got something on both tires of that bike. I'm still not sure exactly what it was, but it had just started to rain. And of course I was in a hurry because I was trying to get home to beat the rain. And I ended up sliding off of the road into my neighbor's front yard. It was real cool.
Chill. I'll get you a beer.
Well, go get it now.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
You saw how that
I
unfolded?
immediately just heard that old sound clip in my head. Fucking Jeff, give me another beer.
Man, I've got that somewhere.
By golly.
Fuck. Well, the fact that you crashed your bike, Tim, I feel like should make everyone feel okay that everybody crashes their bike.
Yeah, you know, and it's.
I'm not saying that you're like, oh, Tim's the best thing that ever happened to fucking motorcycles, but you're like, I feel like you ride really not even cautiously, but intelligent. You ride really smart, and you pay attention to what you do, and you're a really smart rider, and you crash.
Yeah. And
everybody fucking crashes.
Yeah, and that's just kind of one of those things. I don't like to adopt the attitude of it's not if you crash, it's when you crash. But what I like to do is just approach every ride with the idea of mitigating that happening within everything in my power. But you know, you screw up sometimes. You can take one bobble of concentration for just a second and you screw up like I did, you know, and ended up jumping the curb and going into my neighbor's front yard because the road was so slick and I was in a hurry trying to get home to beat the rain that I already had not beaten. So why bother going fast? It was just idiocy.
Everybody can pick it apart afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. So, God dang, Chuckster, that's way too big of a compliment. I know you're just fucking with me now. That's clearly sarcastic. Oh man, no, yeah. I mean, it's just
every motorcycle accident I've been in has been just stupid. Just dumb, dude. It's the only one I could, because I hate one thing. I know this is going to be a bad. Like people hate this opinion, but my whole thing is, dude, almost 99.9%, almost every motorcycle accident is avoidable. One of the things I hate is this whole like cars, like watch out for motorcycles. Is no, dude, if you're on a motorcycle, watch out because cars aren't going to do it for you. And putting out this idea that cars have to respect your place on the road, I think is ridiculous. It is the burden of responsibility falls on the motorcycle rider to make sure that they're safe. And almost every motorcycle accident, even if the car is at fault, as the guy on the motorcycle, you should have seen it happening and you should have adjusted accordingly.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that we always used to use was the statistical data that in almost every motorcycle crash that has been documented and that has been analyzed, there was something the rider could have done to, if not avoid it, at least minimize the severity of it. And that's a big
That
dynamic.
responsibility falls on you.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
You're the one on the bike.
Hey, you should thank Rebel Wraith for his $10.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was getting that. I just wanted to yell.
No.
Read Rebel Wraith's comment out loud.
Wait, what?
Rebel Wraith 81.
Get close.
Oh man,
Close
81.
old.
Oh my god, we got
Wraith?
is one of your guys, Lee? Is this the HA guy? He's got 81 on the end of his name.
It's probably the year he was
Hey,
born.
time of the year, yeah.
Well, I don't know. That shit don't
Which
that
makes
shit
you
don't fly
old
in
these
Florida,
days.
but it does everywhere else.
I forgot we brought fucking Jew onto a live stream. That was funny because like the whole panel just went like super weird and quiet.
I don't know. I mean, I see 81. I immediately think HA. Anyway, appreciate the donation and let everybody know. I'm just wondering. Oh, thanks for calling me Rebel Wrath. No, dude, Wraith. Are you kidding me? I love Final Fantasy. I recognize Wraith when I see it.
Shoot, I love Tolkien. I know it's a Wraith because I read Lord of the Rings eight times when I was 12 years old.
So answer that question, Rebel Wraith. Is the 81 the year you were born, or does it stand for something else?
Wait, what does that make you? Like 80?
37.
Yeah.
No, let me try math, Tim. Jeez.
Oh, it was the year he was born. Never mind.
Obviously.
I was 11 in 1981. It was a good year.
Oh! I gotta pee. I'll be back. You have the floor, Jessica.
Hey. I had an email. The end of it was 86, if that tells you anything.
Yeah. You're as old as Waldo's old FXR.
Yeah, I am. That's why I love that bike. And even though I've ridden on the back of it with Josh riding it and it sucked balls, I would love to have it at this house and just like own it and do what Josh wants to do to it. But it might not happen. But either way, who knows? You never know what might happen. But that bike, it has a value, and because it's as old as I am.
Yeah, it's the year of your birth.
Yeah.
So did Waldo take that thing with him eventually to his new place of living?
Oh yeah. It's with him, and we'll see. Waldo, it's so touch and go with him. It's always like a good drunken night. He's like, here you go. Here, take everything I own, but. We'll see one day.
Is he still in Florida somewhere?
Yeah. He's in Naples.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's not far. He's not super far. Grim.
He's not divorced yet?
Oh my god, no. He's just
Okay.
married.
I know, but
Well, see, no, you're right where I was. I'm like, yeah. No, he's not.
okay.
I don't think he will be for a bit. At least
I
don't know.
I kid. I wish him nothing but the best.
Yeah, same. But yeah, I kid, but who knows?
Yeah. This June is my 25th wedding anniversary. So
25th.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we have been.
That's a lot of years.
It is.
I was 7.
Yeah.
You got married.
Yeah.
You're not allowed back. You've been kicked out.
You want a fresh one?
No, I really don't. Jesus Christ.
All right, I'm back. Carry on.
He's
guys
back.
Throwing down on those Miller Lights.
We can stop. Costco.
I know. I got some Costco Miller Lights.
All right. Well, I guess since you guys are drinking beer, I guess I'll go get myself a homebrew. So give me just a second.
Hey, look at Jessica's still in the side chat.
I know she is.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get you a little shit.
And on fucking.
And on the text. Got the
Yeah.
secret combo on the text.
You never. Yes.
Go follow Jesse on Instagram She changed her name recently. It's like Jessie Gray underscore or something
You'll
like
find
that.
her. Go, just go.
Well, no, her name's
I'm
weird.
just kidding.
No,
I
it ain't weird.
don't know what she changed it to. Jess, put it on the thing.
Yeah, it's like Jessie underscore Gray or something like that. Because they always gave her a hard time because she had this like weird like auto name where it was like Jessie 2124 or something like that. It was like, bitch, I know you fucking just like tried Jessie Gray and they didn't have it, so you just like took the like whatever the numbers they put on the end. Fucking loser.
So you're the reason why she got crazy about it. I'm just kidding. No, really. I really don't even know what it is, Jess.
Jaeger
Cheers.
Troop, no, it is not some
Oh,
mythical keto beer, but a man's got to live.
Yeah. It is a lower carbohydrate beer, though, Miller Lite. It's not too
That's
bad.
what I
is.
found out.
And on the ketogenic diet, it's actually good for you to intake some carbs during a certain amount of time and then go back to
Yeah, you need that is very true. You need to cycle out of keto every so often.
Yes, you really do.
Yes.
It's better metabolically to consume some carbs, although they might be through beer, which is poison.
Beer's not poison. Beer is
or
food.
alcohol. No, you're right. Wine is poison. Liquor is poison.
No, wine is food. Liquor is poison.
Liquor is poison.
Yeah.
I drink once a week, sometimes twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
I do, Sunday or Monday. Sometimes both.
Sometimes.
Hoop diggity 88. We'll see you in fucking Orlando, man. Happy Veterans Day to you too.
Oh my
brother.
God! Yeah, absolutely.
See, so Coop Diggity turned 30 this year because Coop Diggity 88. You see,
Unless the 88 stands for
Heil Hitler.
Yeah. I was just going to allude to it. Demonetized.
I was thinking like a 388. Y'all are racist as fuck. I'm just kidding.
No, I was going to say 88 letter. 88 was it 88 letters or 88 words? I forget what it is. The Mein Kampf thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, anybody going to Orlando that's coming this weekend? Don't pet Grim until I tell you it's okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I haven't put that out there yet, but don't touch him.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet. He'll be out there.
He's got a no pet sign on him. She's got a
No, he's cool, but at first he needs like an hour of chilling and like establishing in one situation and like being comfortable, and then he's literally perfectly fine. But anybody's coming out, thought it'd be a good time. Say, don't like bombard him or drunkenly come over, and you know how people like to wrap around strange dogs' necks. That's not a good thing. It's not a good look. Don't do it. But
I really have.
I'll kick you.
I really have been missing my dog lately. It's kind of weird, you know. We had to put her down in August.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny how I have dreams about that dog. It's a real weird thing. And it's always somehow, and I don't want to get too weird or too deep in a philosophical conversation or psychological conversation, but
get deep, dude. This is my favorite conversation.
The dog, anytime Scout is in one of my dreams, it also somehow ties into a lost loved one, a human, like either a friend or a family member who has died. And it's always, I don't know, the dreams are always real, you know, there's always this miasma around the dreams and they don't make much sense. And I can't really pull anything out of them as far as a story or some kind of a chain of events. There's no chronology to them, I guess you could say, but they're always, anytime I have a dream about that dog, there's always some sort of imagery or some sort of interaction in the dream also with a lost loved one of some kind. It's so bizarre. I've been having those dreams for ever since August, on and off. I don't know.
Do you believe that dreams mean something?
I don't know, man. I think that they definitely say something about what is important to us psychologically. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt about that.
We are like so far approaching one of my favorite things about anybody is where we disagree.
Mhm.
and we're fast. Like
Wait, before we
we're
go
on
into
a.
disagreeing,
No, it's okay. It's not
can
a bad
I
disagree.
can no, I know, and I can agree and relate with Tim how it's a stress. That was a stressful situation. It was a traumatic situation. So it was actually a little tiny form of PTSD. Not necessarily PTSD, but like it was that kind of situation, and you're gonna suffer from it for a minute, if anything, at least for a little bit, even like the first year.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. So and it is like once they're
It's traumatic.
yes,
Mhm.
and once it's a part of your family and you lose them,
I feel like
obviously,
PTSD has like taken on this moniker of being like this
It's-
unsayable word,
yeah,
which is
yes,
ridiculous.
yeah.
Where it's like if you experience a traumatic event and afterwards
That's
you are
the-
having
that
problems
is the
dealing with it,
technical
that is post-traumatic stress.
right. If you have night terrors,
So-
dreams,
Yeah.
vivid
Anyway,
Well, it's
imagination.
like I think Riding Japan had a really good comment over in the side chat. He said that dreams don't need to mean anything. They don't need to mean something, but they can mean that your mind is processing through something. Yeah.
yeah.
And I think that's basically what it is, you know.
So what I was saying is this hurtling bus that we're on at the crossroads of Tim Kreitz and myself, which I love getting here, is that I don't think dreams mean anything. I think that this is the computer that is your brain
Mm-hmm.
is storing memories and filing them away, and you just get these flashes. It's the ghost in the machine, and it means fucking nothing.
So you're just getting these echoes.
And it's just fucking echoes, and your brain has to process them somehow.
Yeah, could
Your
be.
brain can't not process things,
Mm-hmm.
so it has to make sense of them. So it puts them in line, and it makes a story out of them. And
Yeah.
that's why you're like, I don't know, man. I was like beating somebody to death with a baseball bat made out of hot dogs. Like it just that's how it happened. Because that's how your brain put together all these random flashes of memory that got thrown out of the ether. That is however your brain.
Well, I don't necessarily disagree with that either. I mean, the thing about it is, from what I understand, and I have less than a layman's knowledge of this from a clinical
I have zero.
perspective.
I have nothing
Yeah.
to back that up. That's just
Yeah. That's fine. That's what Google Hangouts are for, is just talking shit. Is just discussing ideas and that sort of thing. But I think that overall, I think that may have some merit. You know, the thing is, well, what I was about to say was, we know precious little about actually what the mechanical, biological process of dreaming is inside the brain. Like even, you know, the hallowed halls of science and medicine, there's precious little that we actually know about what the brain's trying to do to itself. We think that, oh man, it's been a long day, I really need to rest. Every part of my body needs to rest. My body, my mind, everything needs to rest. Well, it turns out that when you go to sleep, your mind goes into high fucking gear. Like, it's not resting at all. Your mind, technically, if you want to look at it that way, it never rests until you die. It's always in these various states of acceleration and deceleration. And when our body is at rest and asleep and doing the least, is when our brain's doing the most, and we still don't exactly know why that is.
yeah, it's fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
I was talking more about the whole like this crossroads of everything means nothing, and life has a purpose that we meet at sometimes.
Yeah.
Which I find is always a excellent place for discussion.
Yeah. And Riding Japan again put an excellent capper on that discussion, is said that, you know, clinically, we don't even really know what the necessity of sleep actually is. You know, we don't know why we need to sleep. We don't know the actual biological reasons for it. It's never been fully fleshed out.
What if it's some like weird leftover like accident from fucking evolution?
Yeah, or adaptation. It could be a mutation. Something, you know, it could have to do with just a simple mutation in how we adapted from one thing to another in And
It's like, I wonder if we didn't need this. Like, we didn't need to have sleep. I think about that all the time. I'm just like, dude, if I had as much as I enjoy sleeping, like it feels good when you do it, but it only feels good because your body says you want it, right? That's the only reason it feels good. Always, even since I was a little kid, I've always fantasized about not having to sleep. Like, I hate going to sleep. I never want to go to sleep. 99 times out of 100, I don't fall asleep. I pass out because I stay up till the last second that I'm just like, my body's just failing.
That's me.
Right. Yeah. Because I don't want to. I'm just like, dude, I've got something else I'd rather be doing than just like laying in bed and doing nothing. This is so dumb.
Yeah. Same.
I've always like just like, if I could like erase one thing, biological need, number one would be sleep. Like I would just be okay, like at the top of my game 24 hours a day. The second one would be peeing. Like if I didn't have to pee, I'd be like, that's awesome. Think about how much time do you spend like, oh, I gotta stop because I gotta take a fucking piss.
Baby bladder. So
I would love not to have to piss.
Me too.
If you just had to like, I take one excrement per day.
Lots.
Like I just once a day, I have to sit down for 5 minutes and like
the morning dew.
Release everything, like whatever water, whatever I've intaken into my body. Like here it is. I'll like lay this egg of excrement. Like if I was in charge of making people, that's how we do it. It'd be so much more convenient. Be like, oh, I have to piss, like fucking, because I drank too many beers. I gotta fucking pee. Like, it's so annoying. It's true.
Yeah,
it's fucking super annoying.
We got in from that ride tonight. I needed to stop on the way home and fill the FZ07 up with fuel. Because when it's cold, especially, I like to keep all the motorcycles full of fuel in the garage because I don't want any water condensing inside of the fuel tanks. You know, if they're with we have these wild temperature swings out here where it can be, 80 during the day in the winter, but then it can be like 10 degrees at night. And so you get, if you got void space in your fuel tanks, that's where condensation can happen. You end up with water in your fuel. So I was like, man, it was cold. The sun was starting to go down. The temperature was falling off. I wanted to get home, but I knew I had to stop and get fuel. And in case we get a cold snap and I can't ride the FZ for a while. And so I stopped and I was freezing and I needed to pee like a motherfucker. And I had to get gas before I could get warm or go take a leak. It was total torture. I have it all on video, but I doubt anyone will ever see it.
Horrible, dude.
Yeah.
I always think about if I have to. I haven't done it yet. I'll leave it on video if it happens. Like if during a race or I'm just like I gotta piss. I was like I'll just piss my pants. I would do that before I pulled over.
I've seen people do it.
No one would know. You're so fucking covered in sweat at the end of a race, like, and you smell terrible anyway. Like, no one would know. You could totally get away with it.
I used to be bad for having to take a piss right on the starting gate all the time. Like the 30-second board would go up, and I'm like, I gotta fucking piss right now. I'd like run behind my bike and fucking piss behind the starting gate and jump back on my bike and fucking go.
Dude, that's me. I constantly have pre-race pisses. I take at least three pre-race pisses, and I'm just like,
make sure you got it all gone.
So bad, and I'm just like fucking like 3 times, just like, how is there this much piss in my body? Fucking ridiculous.
Okay, I'll show you something funny because it's weird because I still had my GoPros running on the way home from the ride today. So when I was talking about that time that I crashed my ZRX in my neighbor's yard, it was right on this curve, and that's the house right there.
On the right or the left?
To the left, right? Oh, well, you can't see it. I don't know what's going on where you can't see it.
Or whatever.
Yeah, it's the house with all the trees. You used to be able to.
I see it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. The house immediately to the left. That's so funny. So anyway, I don't know. It used to be on Hangouts, your cursor would show up and you could point to things, but apparently that doesn't work anymore. Damn it. Oh well, no biggie.
Brad, how many? I feel like all of your street bike crashes have been on video.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
That's so weird, man. That like you started riding, like so you started riding. Like I feel like you're like you've got this natural talent for riding that I know you might disagree, but you've got this talent for riding that you haven't been riding that long, but you're really fucking good at it. So how many years have you been riding?
I mean, like on road when I turned 18.
Not even road, like just like road dirt bike. Like how many years have you been riding seriously?
Only since I was 18, I'd say. Even I'd maybe go once or twice like trail riding with my dad, like when I was like around 10 years old or something. So
Right, but not that. I'm talking about like seriously riding.
yeah, when I turned 18, so I'm 22. 4
4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
that's a very short amount of time.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's a very short amount of time, especially for how good you are. That's crazy.
Well, thank you. But yeah, the reason I have all my crashes on video is because I never go ride on street without recording.
That's a crazy thing for me is that there's so many people right now. Not so many people. Just that's a ridiculous statement. Not so many people. There's so many people that I watch on YouTube that are just like I started riding with a camera and I've always ridden with a camera.
Yeah,
so weird.
It's more comfortable.
It doesn't really make me more comfortable. It's just like
For me, it is. Yeah.
I don't know. If some cool shit happens, I want to be able to watch it. Like
Yeah, there's that aspect.
Yeah. But
Chuckster, take it easy, man.
Good night, Chuckster. Have a good night, man.
Good night.
Later, dude.
It's a weird thing for me, like, and I'm not. I hate ageism. So whenever I say like, oh, I've been riding for this amount of time, it's never like, oh, I know, I have so much of breadth of knowledge because I've been riding for so many years. Like that's a stupid thing. Like you can suck at something forever.
Yeah.
But I have been riding for a long time.
Yeah.
And like the camera aspect of it is still, even though now I've been doing it for 4 years, it's still such a new thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's still new. I'm just like, the camera thing is just weird for me sometimes.
Yeah. See, the difference though with me, I think, is like, especially more so when I started riding and like making videos, I didn't acknowledge the camera at all. Like I didn't talk. I literally just let it record and I went out and I did just what I would do whether there's a camera or not. It progressed in the past maybe 2 years where, I'd start to talk a little bit or go out of my way to, I don't know, just make a scene in a sense. Nothing like, but make it a little more entertaining. But when I started, I pretended like it wasn't even there. I hit record and I just let it go until I was done riding. So it didn't really, it wasn't too much of a burden, I guess.
No, that's super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself struggling lately with talking on camera while I'm riding. I don't know. I think I've given myself some sort of a weird mental block, and I find myself like trying to repeat a thought over and over again to articulate it the way I want to articulate it. I've never really had that problem in the past, but it's like now I do for some reason, and I don't really know why.
How long have you been riding for, Tim?
I got my first motorcycle in 1978. So,
Oh my God.
so that's, I was 8 years old. So yeah, so 40 years. Yeah, 40 years.
Years, dude.
Damn.
I have not been without a motorcycle in my possession since 1978.
Oh my god, dude.
That's amazing.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Oh,
But
God.
You're also an old man.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm gonna be.
I feel like so. Like we're not like young. Like,
I
we're
got
not,
my
like,
I got my first motorcycle when I was 17.
Okay, but like when was that?
17 fucking years ago.
Alright,
guys would be-
whatever. Mine was. I don't even know when mine was. Like 6 years ago. Like it's weird for me to even be like. I didn't get my fucking I wasn't riding my own motorcycle until 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I feel like my big claim to fame will be I had motorcycle was my main mode of transportation before I had a cell phone.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like a weird.
It's weird.
That's
for
like a
us,
weird.
I
Like
guess,
in 2019.
Yeah.
That's a weird qualifier.
But also, like
Yeah.
before I started, it's not relevant.
But I didn't have a
guess.
cell phone until like 2006.
I hated motorcycles. I hated motorcycles until I got on the back of his, and then a year later.
Oh,
got
you
my
said
own.
you hated motorcycles.
I thought I hated motorcycles. I really did. I was like, oh, why would
until
anybody,
I was like,
why would anybody ride?
get your cooter on the scooter. Get your cooter on the scooter. We're going for a ride.
It's so true. It's not even funny.
And I say it all the time, man. People love to talk shit about it.
But
Like,
now
dude,
he puts me on the back.
if
and
you're
it's
a young
horrible
man, if you're a young man and you're watching this right now and you want to get laid, buy a motorcycle.
And don't let your girlfriend get her own.
Yeah, don't let your lady get a motorcycle.
If you want to actually have a good time.
If you have you're like, this is going to be my like forever partner, get her a motorcycle. If this is just like I'm trying to get my fucking dick wet, don't let her get a bike. You want her in the back. You're in charge.
Yeah.
You stupid.
I don't know. I don't know how that goes.
Oh, unless you're B-Rad.
Fuck getting on the back.
Well, you know.
I can't get on the back. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, I can't tell you how much I love watching you and Meg go on adventures. Dude. That's so fucking cool.
I can't tell you how much I enjoy doing it.
That's probably why those videos are so fun to watch, because you love making them.
Honestly, like that. I'm sure you're aware. I started a new channel. I don't know why it wouldn't let me log in to the Hangout like through my new channel. But anyway,
I gave that a big shout out in one of my videos, by the way.
Oh,
so much,
dude! I haven't kept up with your past reviews, so I'll have to go scope that out.
I forget.
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding. I don't give a fuck, dude.
Well, no, I do. You're one of very few channels.
I'm just giving you a hard time, man.
I know. I'm just saying, like
Dude, don't watch my videos. Anybody who's like watching my videos right now, if you have time to make content or watch my videos, make content.
But anyway, right around the time I started to like get back into videos, I kind of took a break for a while there, not making anything, and then when I met Meg is when I started doing it again. And I'm like, holy shit! Like this is just a lot of fun.
But
I feel like we're
noticeable.
We talked about this earlier on the Hangout before you were here. Not to critique it, but my big critique is that you made videos that you love, and that's good. But if like you're trying to make them big, I feel like you focus on the wrong aspect of the videos. Like you make the videos you did make, but people want to see like the camping aspect. They want to see how you did it. They want to see like what your setup is in the van. They want to see like this is all the steps I had to take to make this happen.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving you a hard time, but I'm just like in the future. If you're asking for advice, you're not. I'm giving this advice unasked for.
He's giving. He wants advice.
No, that's what I would know. That's what I would say. Like if I was making those videos,
we want
I'd be
to
like,
know how
no, like that's what I was like, man, do give the steps.
And
so people
also,
want to see.
my biggest thing is that she fucking travels with Moose, and I want to know more about
Yeah,
that.
no, for her, it's like, how do you travel
That's
with
my
your
thing.
dog? How do you
Yeah.
your dog? People, that's what, like,
Travels with
it's like,
Moose very comfortably, and he
it's
is so
fucking-
scared about that. And I'm like, listen,
it's like
people do it.
instructional things. It's like,
fine.
how
Grim's
do you,
fine.
how do you do this?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, like, honestly, it's just like I'd like to do that. It's just I'm really shitty at it. Like I go to camp.
That's the best excuse. That's the best excuse ever, though. It's like,
no, hold on, just listen. So it's like I go to camp somewhere. I go on an adventure, and like I'm driving, and then I like get to the destination. I'm like, oh shit, forgot to vlog it. And then I'm like, oh well, tomorrow I'll vlog when I wake up and do the pre-ride stuff and breakfast and all that. I wake up, I eat breakfast. I'm like, fuck. And now we're on the bikes. Oh well, we'll just go out and get GoPro footage then.
that's a good excuse. That's it. No, that's a good excuse.
No, that's fine.
The excuse is like, I was
Yeah.
just having too much fun to do it.
No,
No,
and we're really
much.
No, that's a good
We
excuse.
do understand.
Yeah.
I get it. That's a good excuse. If your excuse was like, "Oh, I tried, but I sucked at it," I would be like,
Yeah.
"You fucking suck."
Or if you like spelt the word wrong, that's dumb.
Yeah, but if you're like just like, "Nah, I was just having a lot of fun." So I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
think about
if you were
doing it." Like,
living,
that's
the
pretty
experience,
fucking
fuck
dope.
that.
Yeah. But also I think like especially when it's just like Megs and I, like a camera just kind of like gets rid of a lot of the like I don't want it to turn into like we're just putting on a show or being like going out of our way for the camera.
What I do, because I deal with this with Jessica and I all the time. Like, I have to go like, how do I encapsulate what we're doing right now? Is like, I'll have the moment, like we'll have our moment, and then afterwards I'm like, I'll think for a second and be like, what's a sound bite or a blurb, or what can I say or show to give the cliff notes to what we just experienced? And then that's what I'll do.
Right.
And I'll just go like, okay, I'll say this, and it's a little set up, it's a little contrived, but it's still like, it's something that I've said like, okay, this is what I'm gonna show everybody else to explain what we went through. Just as a philosophical concept, just to give to you for, you can have that.
Yeah, I think I think another thing that really kind of turns me off to doing that is like when I'm in a situation like that, and like when I was out in BC, it's like we may have went 4 days without having any time to really edit anything. So like some of my videos from BC I didn't post until a month after. So then people are like, "Oh, you're in BC, dude, let's ride." And it's like it's just so hard to keep any sort of timeline when you can't like edit right away, you know?
No, I gotten that with places where I release videos way afterwards. But you know, you're gonna get a few people saying that, but you know, what are you gonna do? There's always gonna be somebody who's confused.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's weird to me, I guess.
Like, whatever. And it's like, those are just the people who comment. So like, they represent such a tiny amount of the people who actually watch your videos. And I pay attention to the comments, as everybody should.
Right.
When you say like, okay, I got like 700 comments on a video that got 50,000 views, that's a minuscule fraction of the people who watch the video.
Yeah.
You know, those are just the people who felt the need to say something. That doesn't mean it represents a majority of what people felt about it.
Well, right, but typically the people commenting, like saying that stuff, are like the dedicated followers.
Right. There's that, or it's just like, or if it's an incendiary topic,
yeah,
it's gonna elicit a response that's angrier, and so it's gonna get more comments that are negative. I just feel like I pay attention to the comments, and I love the people who comment. Thank you to everybody who does. It means a lot to me. I read every single comment, good or bad. But I also, at the same time, believe that the comment section represents such a small fraction of what the video actually means to people.
Yeah, that could be true.
Yeah, or it could be false. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just
You're fucking wrong.
yeah. No, I'm wrong all the time. It happens quite often.
Me too.
Oh. But yeah, I like what you've recommended about doing like the more van life type videos. I definitely would like to do that at some point. I'm just such a mess right now with figuring out what to do. Oh, and by the way, Tim, I'm probably moving to San Antonio in January.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's only 5.5 hours away from me.
Yeah, it's only like
Damn, Texas.
the whole country of Texas away.
San Antonio, that's the one city in Texas I've been to.
Oh, nice.
We went to the Riverwalk. It was awesome.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm excited.
Good. Yeah. I will tell you that of all the major metro areas in Texas, San Antonio is without question my very favorite.
That's what I'm hearing from a lot of people.
I love San Antonio. Yeah. It's great. You might want to brush up on your Spanish. I'm just saying. But yeah, it's a really, really good town. It's beautiful. It's in the heart of the Texas Hill Country. Some of the best riding. Well, in my opinion, the best riding in the state is about a half hour west of you.
Okay.
And so you've got Bandera. You've got all of the Texas German communities where they still, you can go to those communities like Hunt, Texas and Doss, Texas and places like that. Where they speak fluent German. In fact, I've got a video. I don't know. You probably haven't seen it, but there's a video that I did earlier this year in April. That's called something like Texas Hill Country Dream Ride or something. We go through and ride through all those areas just west of San Antonio, between Junction and San Antonio.
Okay.
And it's absolutely just a paradise of motorcycle riding out there. So you're going to love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Megs is down there. That's where she's working right now. And she's been riding more up near Austin, Hidden Falls.
Oh yeah. Hidden Falls. Yeah.
Park. And she's like, man, it's just so sweet. So we definitely know there's no shortage of good riding.
Okay, well, cool. Well, I ride there every single April. That is a standing thing that I have. In fact, I've got some pictures. I was trying to go through and find some of the pictures I posted of it. But every April we meet some guys down there who are from Lubbock. They're part of a BMW owners group. And of course, none of us ride BMWs, but we've gotten to be really good friends with those guys. And we spend 4 days down there every single April, riding the entire span of the Texas Hill Country from south of San Antonio up toward a town called Kerrville. And then there are 3 very famous roads for motorcycles. Well, for cars too. It's called the Three Sisters or the Three Twisted Sisters. It's Farm Road 335, 336, and 337. And I have a video on that too, that you will really, I mean, it gives you a good kind of representation of how those roads look and how the kind of country they go through. You're going to love it there, man. If you move in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really excited. I mean, like I want to just go now, but I got some stuff to finish up here and get prepped for. So
there's effectively no winter down there. I mean, it can be humid and wet, but even the winters are pretty mild down there. You can ride all the time, and that's just Texas in general. So yeah. Let me know when you get there. We will hook up for sure.
Yeah, I look forward to it for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna have a street bike though. Unfortunately, I might be selling the supermoto before I go down.
We can still get together for dinner or whatever, Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm down there. I'm either playing shows. I usually play, well, not every year, but several years I've played a big music festival down there called the This Is Texas Festival.
Okay.
And it's right in the middle of downtown San Antonio in sort of amphitheater area. It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
What's it like to play fucking guitar for a living?
Do what?
ride motorcycles for a living. Talk about play guitar for a living.
Yeah, I played guitar for a living for a lot of years. I'm not doing it for a living now. I'm supplementing my income with it now because things change. From
Yeah,
year
but
to
what's
year.
it like to walk out on stage and be like, I have to make everybody happy with my fingers and these strings in order to pay my bill. I just like imagine.
Well, thanks a lot, Josh. I never thought of it that way before, fucker.
It's like it's my fingers and I have to press these strings against the wood.
I tell you,
And, like that has to make everybody happy.
when it comes to playing guitar, that's probably the one thing that I have never been short on self-confidence with. It's one thing of all the gifts and talents God gave me, that's one of the ones that I've always kind of had the most confidence in.
You cocky motherfucker.
Yeah. I just have never been nervous going out on stage. I mean, I shouldn't say that. You have a natural nervousness, especially like if you're going to go play, like, I mean, if you've seen some of the pictures on my Facebook of like playing in front of like 5,000 or 8,000 people, that, I mean, yeah, you get some natural butterflies before you do that, because then you start thinking about, well, man, God, I hope the monitors sound good. I hope my in-ears do okay. I hope we don't have any problems on stage. You know, I hope my amp doesn't crap out. I mean, you start having irrational fears, you know, when the stakes are that high. But honestly, man, I've never been a person who is I'm not in any way. I don't know what's the word for it. There's a word that I can't articulate right now for being stage shy or being crowd shy.
Humble.
I've just never have had a problem getting out on stage in front of people. It's always been the most natural thing for me.
What's the correlation between musical ability and motorcycle ability? Because everybody here, I would say, Lee Stewart, I know I've seen videos of you. I don't know what else, but you seem like you're an excellent guitar player.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I'm not at Tim's level, but I can do some stuff.
And Brad, I've seen you play piano. You're an excellent piano player.
I dabble.
I couldn't carry a tune in a bucket.
You know,
I can tell you this: from my perspective, I've done 3 things that heavily use the right side of my brain. One is playing guitar, riding motorcycles, and flying airplanes. All of those are heavily right-brained activities. Motorcyclists in their own way are artists, because everything about riding a motorcycle is counterintuitive, and you have to overcome the analytical side of your brain in order to ride a motorcycle well.
So there's a correlation.
There is. I think
the only correlation for me I know of that I can definitely say is timing. Timing's fucking.
Yeah, timing. Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Definitely. Timing, definitely. Like from timing, like, you know, time signatures and music to timing a fucking rhythm section on a supercross track, it feels very similar.
There you go.
That's the only one that I can think of, but definitely I've noticed.
Can you think of something that correlates between playing music and riding motorcycles? It's okay if you can't.
Chicks typically dig both of them. Yeah,
that's true.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, if you can ride a motorcycle well and play a musical instrument well, you will pull more tail than a slow kid at a petting zoo.
That is literally the most important one. We don't even need to go into anything else.
Conversation over.
Yeah, that's how I got my wife of 25 years. I played guitar and rode a motorcycle. Done deal.
No, I do think though, if you can play a piano where you might be hitting 8 notes at a time and your fingers going everywhere and you're constantly thinking ahead and processing all that, like you can probably process if that car is going to pull out in front of you or not if you're paying attention. You know,
right,
I don't know.
Your brain can do more things at once.
Right. I think it's kind of like a reaction, just a multitasking type thing. So, yeah.
That's a really interesting point, and I think that has a lot of merit.
It's an important point. Yeah, it really is. And honestly,
Although I think I'm pretty good at riding a motorcycle,
okay,
and I suck at music.
So yes, okay, I get that, but we have both learned to ride motorcycles better since riding like dirt bikes.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
dirt bikes has been the
Because
biggest thing for me.
you have to do things very fast. Honestly, like you have to guesstimate and imagine and be paranoid about things super
Right.
fast, like way faster, even on street.
Way faster.
Way
So
faster.
if
you have
riding,
to anticipate everything.
if riding
Very
on
much faster.
if riding on the street is math and riding dirt is art, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta get. That sounds so faggy, but it's kind of true, man.
No, yeah.
There's so much guesswork involved in dirt riding.
Well, since my wreck, and then we got dirt bikes and starting riding dirt. That's what started it, and that's what made us better on the street was riding dirt.
And so, like, if you are going into a big old berm on a dirt bike, it's how do you say, like, years when I first started riding, I'd be like, well, how do I make this happen? You'd be like, okay, well, you choke up on the seat and you push the bike down and you throw your leg out and you commit to it. And I'll go like, okay, so if I do all those things, I will do the turn. I will do it. I will accomplish this. But the reality is like you might do all those things and you might still crash.
Yeah, I agree.
Like there's no guarantee, man.
Right.
Like that was a huge not a roadblock, but a huge thing to overcome in dirt riding, coming from riding street only into riding dirt was like it's always a flip of the coin. Like maybe maybe like you can put all your you can do everything right and still crash.
Yeah, shit just kind of happens.
Yeah. But it's also like feeling that fucking back, the fishtail and back wheel. Or just like the whole bike swimming through everything. It's just
No. Well, you gotta understand. Some Brad, they got sand in Michigan, right?
Everything is sand.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know what it's like to ride in sand.
It's the best thing ever.
Sand's the best thing in the world.
No, that's not even.
Sand is the most fun shit.
We went like 30 minutes up north, and I can't. That was like full on.
You just gotta practice more.
Obviously I'm.
That's it. Yeah.
Gotta practice, but that sugar sand, we were swimming.
Sugar sand's a different story. Sugar sand sucks.
All right, so thank you. Yeah, exactly.
You'll be fine if you practice a little bit. Florida is nothing but sugar.
I literally don't want to.
And it's fine. Like you just get used to it.
No, Croom versus Ocala Forest, different. So different.
Jessica, have you had any more work done to your Peacock?
Actually, I did a few. I did actually.
It looks like there's more color there.
There is a little bit more color. It was, when did I go over there? It was a few months. It was a while ago. It was a few months ago, couple months ago. So no, it's not very noticeable, but like there's definitely a lot more color, a little bit lower in the legs. So eventually he's gonna, and this is gonna be a fucking year's process, but he's gonna wrap around the whole leg, so cover up some shit. So yeah, it's gonna get bad. Like
Tim and Brad, now that you guys have tattoos,
now, oh my god! So like now, like it's gonna go up and then like around the back of the knee and cover Woodstock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like once he gets up here, I'm gonna be dead. So that's gonna suck. He's gonna need to like put me out. Like that's gonna be bad because already he's getting close, and I'm just like ready to die. Like
Tim, I assume that you'll probably at this point never get tattooed, which is
no, I won't. I love tattoos. I love the artistic.
But like at this point, you're in your 40s. Like you're not getting tattooed.
No, I'm not getting tattoos. No.
Well, what about you, Brad?
I don't have any plans to, but not to say I won't. I could maybe.
Would you like a tattoo when you come to Tampa?
Well, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not jumping into anything now, but I may get something down the road. Just
If you would like a really awesome tattoo that you don't have to pay for,
is it going to be like the draw out of the random fishbowl of like?
we'll get you a good one.
Yeah, you're getting titties with wings, Brad.
No.
Oh,
I want those.
That's I made a solemn vow a few years ago that I would never get another tattoo that wasn't funny.
yeah.
Forced him a little bit on a 2 weeks tattoo he got recently.
Oh yeah. So
But-
before like the funny tattoos, I haven't been tattooed since 2001.
Holy shit.
That's a long time ago.
So your Johnny Cash tattoo is from 2001 or earlier?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
and it's still chilling.
That's a excellent portrait by John Espinosa, by the way. And every tattoo I've gotten after that has just been for fun, like funny. I
Wow.
stopped caring about tattoos. No, it might have been later. It might have been like 02 or 03, but it wasn't much later than that.
Okay. Early 2000s.
Like I haven't gotten a tattoo since like I was old enough to drink. Which I turned 21 in 2002, so
That wasn't funny.
oh yeah, I know it's not funny for you.
Well, no, I'm just saying, no, you have because you got Waldecorn, you got the flying
Yeah,
titties. Yeah.
No, they've all been funny
Those
tattoos.
are those are after like the 11-year, 12-year.
They're all funny tattoos. I want to get a scooter tattoo.
I'm the worst.
Yeah.
About getting tattooed. I'll get anything if I'm in the right mind. If I'm
I want to
in
get
the wrong mindset.
like a live to ride tattoo, but with like a scooter.
It's got to be one of those like OG scooters, like the Honda Elite or whatever the hell it was called, that spaceship looking one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a Honda Elite with like some roses.
Real
around it.
angular. Yeah.
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 Like with some roses and like a live to ride, like a good tattoo, but like a ridiculous scooter.
Man, fucking hipsters have driven up the price of those things so much because they all want them now.
Yeah.
I've been actively looking for one of those things for like 3 years, and those things are going for like fucking
Oh my God,
3-4
stop.
grand now. It's like, are you serious?
Stop looking for them. They get.
I want one so bad
Why?
because I want to spray paint the whole thing gold and fucking wear a cape and a sweet helmet and fucking go jumping off something.
Every time we're like writing out like whatever, and they get behind us, and I'm like, is that a motorcycle or a scooter? Now I'm like confused. I'm like, no, it's just an oversized scooter, and I'm like, and then I get stressed out because I'm just like, stay with us, but like they can't, and I'm like, I feel like they're unsafe, like out on the real world.
I don't mind that.
Diorman Roby, or Roby, I'm not sure what you go by. I see you all the time on my comment on videos though. Like that guy's awesome. He goes, my tattoo turned 40 this year.
Nice.
That's some like
Holy mackerel.
that's some like getting tattooed. Lee,
It's like one of those pictures you see on the ODB on Facebook.
right? No, it's like that's a fucking big deal. Like, you know, being heavily tattooed in 2018, not a big deal.
I know.
When I would like, I had all my tattoos in 2001, 2002. That was like kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Lee, you would remember that more than anybody. Is that like having a sleeve in 2001 was like, people were like, what? Where'd you go to prison?
Yeah, I started getting like visible tattoos when I was, I don't know, 16, something like that. And yeah, it was around that time. Fucking people looked at you weird, even with just like a half sleeve. This is when I started with.
Oh yeah, like a big deal. And so
Yeah.
like in the 80s or 90s, having a tattoo that was visible, that was like you're in a gang.
Yeah, you are a gang member for sure.
I think that a lot of people who are like even like 21, 22 right now don't realize that. It's just like, dude, if you had a tattoo on your forearm or even on your upper arm in like 1993, people looked at you like you were a fucking lifelong criminal. It's fucking true.
This whole conversation just reminded me to start looking for scooters on Craigslist. I found a fucking CT70 that runs for $800. I'm gonna have to go buy that.
Tim, you probably remember that more than anybody because you've been in the music industry your whole life, and a lot of people in the music industry were tattooed.
Yeah, it was definitely. I mean, it is in no way counterculture at all anymore. You know,
Not anymore.
what happened is counterculture went mainstream. You know, and so, but I started playing.
There's always a counterculture. It's just I won't even say what it is now.
I started playing music for money when I was 19 years old. So that was 1989. So back then, even most of your band members would not have had tattoos. Now the road crew maybe did, or some of the more haggard members of the audiences you played for would have them, and of course bikers always had tattoos. But it really, really has become culturally acceptable on everything but your face. Like society still isn't quite ready for you to put that shit all over your face yet. But it's only been in probably the last 10 or 15 years that it has shirked that counterculture label. And, it's just not counterculture really anymore.
I should get my face tattooed.
I agree.
There's literally zero consequences.
So
for me.
is the weirdest thing, but I agree.
That's like,
do not tattoo your face, dude.
I know. I just like there's like
I
no
wanted
consequences.
to.
I'm not gonna do it. It's just like it's funny to me because I'm just like I could tattoo my face. Like nothing would happen.
What you need to understand that tattooing your face is, at least at this point in human history, it is a statement. It is a statement.
No, it's not anymore.
You know what? Sometimes
Yeah, it is. You're telling
no,
society.
it is though, and the statement is, "I don't fucking work for nobody."
Yeah.
It's no, it's not. What you're saying is, I don't want people around me, and I don't, and society can fuck itself.
So I'm not gonna get it. Probably not gonna do it. But like when I think about it, like the idea behind it is that like when people look at me, it would be like that's a motherfucker who can get his face tattooed because he doesn't work for anybody.
Yeah, that's not what people will think. But
he can. Well, I know, you're right. But like that's like why I'm just like, yeah, I get my face tattooed just to like show everybody like I fucking work for myself, like I have my own living, like nobody fucking tells me what to do. I can get my fucking face tattooed.
Just get "I work for myself" on your forehead.
I mean, I'll be there soon. I'm about to start tattooing my fucking head. So
Obviously, I don't have a face tattoo, and I'm probably not going to get one. But when I think about getting one, that's what I think about. It's not like I'm going to make a fashion statement or like this face tattoo.
I think that the negative effects of how other human beings would choose to interact with you and react to you would far outweigh any positive benefits.
No, I don't think there'd be any positive benefits. But also, like Ybor City is just like it's just full of fucking wild ass faggots and fucking like it's a weird place.
I found another really popular YouTube channel from a dude who lives close to Ybor and does some videos in Ybor. It's a train channel.
Oh god, people in trains, man.
Yeah. Then apparently there's some areas in Ybor where trains go right down the fucking street.
Oh yeah, no, people love trains. It's fucking weird, man.
I'm trying to find this guy's.
You kind of like trains a little bit, Tim.
I do like trains. I'm not gonna lie.
You're not like a train guy.
No, I'm not like a train faggot or anything.
You fucking dabble in trains.
I did turn down a job from Union Pacific a few years ago, though.
But you're fucking enough that like you know about train people.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
It is a thing. I don't know what trains represent, but
what is it?
I found a scooter for $400. It's fucking camo. It's got a single-sided swing arm. This thing's dope.
Single-sided swing arm scooter.
Yeah, it's fucking white camo too. Let's see if I can look at this thing. It's a beauty.
Oh my god.
Oh. $400. I'm
That was
watching that
somebody's
thing into
pride
oblivion
and
until
fucking
it
joy,
explodes.
dude. They sold it to go on a train vacation.
The train vacation.
I know a couple train dudes, man. Not a lot. I know a couple. And they go on train vacations, like they go out into the woods and like find abandoned trains, or like
Dude,
they
this
go
thing's
and
got
like
off-road power,
it's like Pokemon people. They're just like, I gotta catch the rarest Pokemon. They're just like
oh
going
God, people still do that.
Okay, so there's actually two very popular train channels out of Tampa. One is called Distant Signal, and the other is called Millennium Force.
Millennium Force.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's huge. Millennium Force. I love it.
Oh my God! Share a screen cap of that dude's homepage.
I feel like that needs to be a spaceship channel and not a fucking.
Yeah, no doubt.
Dude, what is it about trains, man? There's a thing. There's a thing there.
Yeah. Trains are fascinating machines. I mean, just they have a majesty to them. There's something about a freight train that is uniquely North American. Canada and America basically were built on freight trains and passenger trains. And if you look at trains in Europe and how they're configured and the gauge and what the trains do by and large compared to what they do in America, there's more of a, I don't know, man. It's like trains in America are more badass or something. I mean, they're extremely powerful. They're extremely big. You know, it's
You're kind of a train guy, Tim. You're a little bit of a train
yeah,
guy.
I know it. I know it.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
You're a little bit of a train guy.
Tim, you
found
got to
Millennium Force.
you got to come to Henry Ford Museum here in Michigan sometime and look at the old trains they have inside. It's
Mhm.
so badass.
Oh yeah.
Like just massive machines. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. And it's astounding to me, number one, that they get built. Like, I understand how they build them these days. Like, I understand how an electromotive, you know, a big giant 4,500 horsepower electromotive diesel gets built. Everything's modular, everything's modern, it's on a modern assembly line, you know. But when they built a gigantic steam engine in 1898, how the fuck did they do that?
Yeah, like all the forging of parts, just how long it would take,
Oh,
and like
yeah.
that's what I think of every time I look at them.
Yeah. That's just amazing. Yeah.
Wait, this guy's videos have huge views.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, there's big views.
The
into a train
Millennium
channel.
Force is no joke.
Dude, even I've spent hours on end watching train videos, like trains plowing through snow in Canada.
The snow plows. Oh, the trains with snow plows on the front are the most badass thing ever. They will fly through there with all these different kinds of snow plows. Some of them are giant fans, and they will shoot snow into the cosmos to clear those tracks. Oh, it's unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, B-Rad is a train guy too. Oh man.
Oh yes.
I wouldn't say I'm like a train guy, but like you come across one video and you fall into the wormhole, and
You do.
God, dude.
and it's
You know what?
enjoyable.
Somebody who sucked a dick once wouldn't say they're a fucking faggot, would they?
It's
They
not
just-
gay if you're underway,
They
but if
did
you're
it that
tied to the
one
pier,
time,
you're
they're
just
like, you know
queer.
what? Dicks are pretty great. So, you know, like, don't knock it till you try it.
Well, Josh, have you tried that yet?
No, I fucking refuse. Every time a train comes up, I'm like, no, keep it away.
No, I'm talking about sucking a dick.
Oh, okay. No, sucking a dick, that's not a big deal. Trains, though. That's a gateway drug.
Oh boy.
Trains
I like guns too, Rebel Wraith. So I like to watch plenty of gun stuff. So yeah.
Does any
my guilty pleasure is pop culture videos. Like
I've been known to delve into that from time to time.
that's like these are like cinema sins. Anytime a new cinema sins video comes up, or the 7 things you missed on fucking Lord of the Rings movie or something.
Yeah.
I can't stop myself.
That's
And
a guilty pleasure for
like
sure.
I hate myself for doing it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be watching this. In my head I go like, I should be watching something I actually enjoy or that's actually good, but I'll watch it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, that's my big guilty pleasure is like stupid like movie stuff and like pop culture references and like, and I don't even like it. I just can't stop myself.
I fall almost every night. I fall into a hole of just some random worthless stuff. Like I watched a 7-minute video the other day of how to rake leaves.
Some mundane task.
No, it was like, yeah, it was like
you
this.
gotta learn how to do something. Like,
How to
like this-
mop a
how do I
floor.
do this better?
Yeah, well, it was like this 65-year-old dude showing how he picks up leaves and puts them in a bag. And like,
But
I was,
there's something to be said for innocuous content, though, man. Sometimes you just want to chill out and just
God.
see images.
Fucking Lou sir.
Oh man. Well, I mean, that's how I found Musty One though, was just by randomly going from genre to genre.
Surrounded by nerd virgins.
Yeah.
oh, I know what I know what I came across yesterday. It was how to pick up a cat. It was,
All right, I'll watch it. I love it.
and I watched the full 10 minutes of how to like different ways to pick up a cat.
Mm-hmm.
I like to I'll do like a hand under and then a hand on top of the shoulders, and then I flip them and then I pick them up.
You see that's wrong. That makes him uncomfortable.
Not my kitties.
This guy doesn't give a fuck. I can pick him up any which way I want to. I'll just sit there and take it. Like I can just sit here and one hand him, like get ready to choke slam him like a rock. He doesn't dangle there all day.
You got to get your kitties used to you.
Yeah, this
I
guy.
do that. Sometimes I'll do like under the shoulders and up, like with them hanging, and then
Oh, yeah. Like that. He'll sit there and dangle forever.
oh, he does kitty arms.
Oh yeah. I can sit here and hold him like this for hours. He won't even fucking try to flinch. He's just like, whatever.
I'll tell you another channel I love that's not moto related is called The History Guy. History deserves to be remembered. I go down a freaking rabbit hole watching that guy's videos too. He does such a great job of he will find these obscure ass stories from history that you've never heard of, that you didn't know these things even happened, and put a compelling video together about them. Man, it's such a good channel.
I've got
He's all, he like plays the part. He like puts on glasses and wears a bow tie and a jacket. And he's in this area, this office that looks like a scholarly type of office, and
I've got
tells you
to
the story.
I gotta change the name of this fucking hangout because we didn't talk about racing.
We didn't talk about racing. We talked about racing for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, for like the first 15 minutes, and then we went off as we always do.
I'm not crying about it. I'm just saying I gotta change it.
We can go back to talking about racing. I don't care. I love talking about racing.
I do too. It's my favorite.
I do too, man. I so love to talk about bracket racing. I feel like bracket racing is so fucking cool because anybody can do it.
It's just like anything. Anybody can bracket race, but not anybody can bracket race well. So
well, yeah, not everybody can fucking play the piano, man.
It's approachable though. It is an approachable thing. I just mainly went to bracket racing because I loved drag racing, and it was a way to stop spending so much damn money racing and actually make money racing. So,
well, even if you don't make money, at least you doesn't you're not spending the money.
Yeah.
Like show up with your Honda Rebel, fucking bracket race. Like do your fucking thing. I think that's awesome. I think that's so cool. Like you show up, run whatever you fucking brought with you, as long as you're consistent and you're on the ball, you're gonna fucking do well.
Yeah, it's all about you're just there to beat yourself every time. You know, you're there to
like racing dirt bikes is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like I spend money. I constantly break something. Like shit's always broken. That's a really cool thing about dirt bikes is like everything can be replaced. Like it's not a big deal. You can slag the piston, fucking fuck up the reeds, like burn out the clutch. It doesn't matter. Everything can be replaced. But something constantly needs to be replaced. Like always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you fuck up and buy a KTM, you can always just replace it with a Yamaha.
That's so funny. I have this argument all the time because my buddy Dylan, who is my, like, we always race together. He has a Yamaha YZ250. I'm always just like, he doesn't watch YouTube videos, but I'm like, man, you should watch B-Red. That's the number one bike though. Like if you're not riding an orange bike or some iteration of an orange bike, like a Husqvarna or some shit like that,
Mhm.
just a KTM, it's Yamaha YZ250.
Yeah.
That's like, you have every KTM you can imagine and YZ250.
Yeah. Dude, it's really funny too because people talk shit like my bike, how it's pretty much the same as a YZ from 20 years ago, and they're right. But I just picked up a 2002 YZ250, and I like it better than my 2016 for fast riding, at least.
Man, I was wondering about that because that's the bike I'm when I buy a guest bike for like people who want to come down and race and ride, like it's going to be a YZ250.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the cool thing. Like, you can get them dirt cheap. I paid $900 for this.
I want a Steely. I want like a steel frame one.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love it. I mean, mine's steel frame, and it's a ripper.
Here I am on my ZX7R. This must have been. It said my caption says I won second place in the bracket class that night, but I don't think I think I won second place the following night because they would not have let us race in jeans.
So here's something that's so funny about that picture, is you look at that picture, you say ZX7R, so that is basically a 600 class motorcycle.
No, that's old superbike class. 750 used to be the superbike class.
Yeah, I'm just saying, look how huge.
Oh yeah, plus it's lowered. Yeah,
that
plus
motorcycle is. That is gigantic.
Oh yeah, it was a bulbous, but I'll tell you, dude.
I mean, I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I know it's
like right
motorcycles
now,
have changed.
If you were on a 2019 636, it would look like a fucking pit bike.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah. The ZX7 had a real wide, flat profile, and that chassis, if it was light enough to race today, it's still one of the best racing chassis ever. That thing was as stable as a bullet train, man. I never had any problems with that as far as its geometry went or its suspension went. And I won quite a bit of money racing that bike. A lot of good times. I had it lowered about 1.5 inches. I did just it had fully adjustable suspension. I liked the front suspension, so I left it. It was inverted. I left the Kawasaki suspension on the front. I put Öhlins on the back. I ran H4s at the time, which were really good for racing, and had a ball on that bike. Had that bike for almost 10 years before I finally sold it. It was torturous to ride, though. You didn't want to like take it out on Saturday night and just buzz around on it because you'd be in pain.
That's how I feel about the Rocket 3. What a piece of shit.
There's another shot. Another shot of it.
That's my favorite year Kawasaki, man. I fucking like when they used to do the splash graphics on the bikes.
Oh yeah.
You don't have it on that one, but
I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
There was ones like looked exactly like that with the splash graphics on them.
There's my ZX6R, my 2000 ZX6R. That bike, I have two bikes that I really, really regret selling, and that's one of them. The other is my 78 KZ1000. I should have never sold that bike. And the 2000 ZX6R is another one that I really miss too. But it is. I still got that bike.
You got the Z-Rex, man.
I'm never getting rid of that bike, man.
Bike,
oh my god, I love that motorcycle.
What a bummer that the Z900 didn't work out. It's such a. I was in the dealership the other day, man. I saw one. It's like, what a good looking bike.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks better in 2 dimensions than in 3 dimensions, though. I'll tell
That
you
was
that.
my first. That was my first bike.
The
I had an '89.
oh, okay, yeah, that one is an 86.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was very
Or
simple.
87. I'm sorry, that one's an 87.
Big. It was just like that, big slab sides, like real low exhaust. Like
Yeah, that's a GSXR 750. In
now
fact, Roger still has that bike. Terry, he was letting Terry ride it that day for some.
I had a 1989.
Yeah.
My first bike.
Hey, there's me back when I still had hair.
You must have just got that.
I got the ZRX in 2006. It's a 2004, and I got it from a buddy of mine who owns a motorcycle dealership. He bought it at a repo auction in Dallas. And
Next to a Katana.
no, that's a Bandit. It's a Bandit 1200.
It looks like it's got the Katana.
Yeah, it looks like an early 80s Katana. Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah. Oh, these are Texas mile bikes. These are all the Texas mile bikes we built back in the day.
Look at that fucked up ass swing arm. It's got like the factory swing arm with the aluminum coming out of it.
Yeah, but if you want to go 200 miles an hour in a standing mile, you've got to stretch the bike.
No, I'm not hating, man.
Yeah, there's Marie on her nitrous Hayabusa. She went 200. She got into the 200 mile club at the Texas Mile on that bike right there. In fact, it was this day, I think. No, wait, no, my caption says she went 182 miles per hour. Maybe it was the next year or the next day. I can't remember. This is like a decade ago. It's weird to look back on pictures that you posted on Facebook a decade ago and go, holy crap, I forgot about all this. Yeah.
Somebody asked, I called the Rocket a piece of shit, but they said I love that bike. I love it. I do love it, but I just realized that it's not a great bike. So it's just it's good at certain things. And that certain thing is going very fast in a straight line.
There's Roger's other Gixxer. It's also an 87. It's a GSXR 1100. He's still got it. Still looks just like that. You don't see those, man. Those are very, very rare sport bikes these days.
I had a single headlight. And I did with mine what everybody does with Gixxers from the 80s, which is I wrecked it.
Yeah.
Why there's no GSXRs from
That's why there are no GSXRs left, because everybody crashed them. They dug a giant hole and buried all of them. There's one of my Kawasaki 2-strokes from back in the day.
Those ones are always so weird to me because I'm so used to these giant expansion chambers.
Yeah, they didn't have very big expansion chambers at all on those. Golly, man. Lots of memories going through your old Facebook photographs. There, hey, look, I said, there it is, 1978, my very first motorcycle right there. Boom.
Nice.
Yeah. I still have that bike, by the way.
What was
That's awesome.
Like Sears and Roebuck Doodle.
Yeah, it came from a hardware store in Clarksville, Tennessee called Granddad's or something like that. Granddad's. Those are Granddad's.
You can't fucking buy that kind of memory. Like, give me
No, that's a Bonanza mini bike, is what that is. Yeah.
I had a Bonanza. Those things are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. I didn't have it when I was a kid. I bought one when I was an adult. But yeah. Yeah, I got one later on when I was like, I don't know, 17 or 18, just because nostalgia and coolness. My first bike, what was it? It was an 84 Honda Z50.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Z50? Yeah.
Yeah.
They were 2-strokes.
No, they're 4-strokes.
What year model did you say?
84. Well, they've always been 4-strokes, the Honda Z50.
Okay. I'm thinking of
that motor has been unchanged from 1968 to now, except for the electrical system went from 6-volt to 12.
Yeah. This is when I was
exact same.
Yeah. This is when I was restoring the 78 KZ1000. That's in the paint shop. Yeah, never, ever should have gotten rid of that. God dang it. What a dumbass. Look at that beautiful son of a bitch. Oh my God. Why did I sell that
All
motorcycle?
I can see, Tim, is that polished motor.
Hell yeah. You know how much of my life I spent polishing that fucking motor, dude? Oh my.
Nobody
Oh,
knows.
dude.
Nobody knows. You could.
Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah,
explain it.
exactly.
You could explain it right now 100 different ways, and nobody would understand. So
Yeah. And
I
it's
don't even understand because I've only tried. I tried and I failed.
it is nice.
So I get it a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And so somebody else is just gonna look at that bike and go like, oh, what? It's an orange KZ, big fucking deal.
Yeah. And they have no idea what I had to do to get it to look
my-
like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like the people they don't know. Like they don't. That's a lifetime work, man. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
And
That term labor of love gets overused and it has kind of become so homogenized that it doesn't mean anything. But building that motorcycle was literally a labor of love. Yeah.
I mean, you use electric tools, air tools. Obviously, you had to have.
Mhm. Oh yeah. You got to have the whole schmeal to do it right.
I tried,
But,
man. I tried on the 650, man. Like I really tried to fucking, and I was like, I had a big swath of aluminum open to me, and even the parts that were easy to get to, I was just like, dude, I can't make it.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it, man. I spent weeks on it, on a 1-inch by like 6-inch piece of aluminum.
Yeah, you just have to it's a very zen thing, man. You just have to start doing it, and I would do a little bit every night is what I would do. I would say, all right, how much time am I going to spend polishing the motor tonight? Am I going to spend a half hour, an hour, 2 hours? What am I going to do?
Right.
And I would never do it right before bed because what would end up happening is I would look up and it would be midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'd have to be up at 6 or something to go to work or whatever.
Or I got a portion of it like done, like I was like, this is starting to look good, but the amount of time I spent on getting such a small portion of it done was staggering.
Yeah. and then I don't know, man. I mean, I did pay for most of my Triumph with the money I made from selling that bike, but it's a lot easier to get a Triumph like mine than a 78 KZ1000 like that. So, but I love my Triumph, so it's all good. I mean, I don't have any regrets in that regard.
You could buy another 78 KZ1000 for like
less. Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm working on a deal on a 77 KZ650 right now, so I will know next month if I'm going to get it or not. It'll be another restoration project just like this. Only the KZ650 is in way better shape than this bike was when I started out the restoration process.
If you wanted 1000, you could find one for fun.
Yeah, I could find one. It's just that right now, since Kawasaki re-released the H2 as a modern sport bike with supercharging and all that, it has made the value of these bikes on the used market go through the roof. So, because all these young guys are realizing, oh, you mean there was another H2 before the one now? Yeah, knucklehead. And
all right,
so
I'm probably going to bed, man.
Okay, it's all good, man.
I was gonna say it's getting late for me too.
Yeah, it's 11:30.
What an awesome time hanging out, man. For real.
Oh yeah, this is like the good old days, man. I loved this.
Bring back the chat. Bring back the chat.
Bring it back. Bring back the SFF. Bring back the SFF.
I hope everybody watching had a good time. It seemed like y'all did. Like watching us like fuck around, talk about motorcycles. I mean, I think it's pretty fucking cool.
Basically, just listen to Josh shit on my new channel and my vlogs.
Go watch E-Rad's new channel. It's super fucking awesome.
Yep.
It is a gold mine of potential.
God. Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, all right.
All right.
Well,
All right. Well, thanks, Josh. This was good times. Let's do.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day to be a part of it. Like,
Yeah, thanks, Side Chat. It's good to see all those familiar faces over there, man. It's like old times.
Everybody who's watching right now, if you don't know what's going on, obviously B-Rad, go subscribe to him. Amazing dirt bike videos, travel videos, great photographer, amazing rider. Go check him out. Tim Kreitz, historian, documenter, a guy who like absolutely goes around the area that he lives in and lets you know what it's like, not only right now but 100 years ago. Very fascinating, great stuff, and also an excellent cinematographer on top of it all.
I stole my style from him.
Lee Stewart, 38 Ride Co. makes amazing clothing that I wear all the time, literally every single day. And an amazing patron of motorsports, guy who supports people who ride every single day and people who are pushing the sport in a direction that is bringing us all into a better place. And he's doing that through making a product that I think is amazing. Like I said, I wear it every day. Everybody who's been on here today is an amazing person, and you should check them out. They wouldn't be on this hangout if I personally didn't think they were amazing, although that doesn't mean anything to anybody else. If you hold my
we think you're amazing too, brother.
If you hold my opinion in any regard, you will go check them out. So I don't want to end this thing without saying that.
No, thanks, man.
Thanks.
Thank you guys for being on this. For nothing.
Absolutely.
We hope we've helped you out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. I came out the winner on this one.
Go ahead and split up those royalties and send them our way. No, I'm kidding, man.
No, please call me to be on yours. So, anyway, so I'm rolling out.
We need to start doing these things again.
Yeah, we do. That's what everybody in the side check's saying. They're saying, PC Gang saying, get the old crew back, start doing these again, bring it back. So there's been, a lot of people want to start seeing these again. So wintertime might be a good time to explore the possibility of that. But I mean, as long as we can do them even just infrequently, like we're doing them now, I enjoyed the hell out of this. So
yeah.
As did I. Feel free to hang out for whatever it is, the 15 minutes after I shut this down, but I am shutting it down now.
See ya.
See you guys. Stay easy.
All right, I'm leaving too. Goodbye.
Yeah, I'm out. You guys have a good one.
See you later. Oh shit, it's just me. I gotta go.